How you doing?
Good. Good.
You ever been around here? You ever seen this area?
No, not really. I mean, passively driving through.
Right.
Yeah.
Back when I used to run on the street at a small crew, we were looking at areas to hold down, and we looked at this place.
Shit.
You got obviously this area here, and then you come up here. You got a whole roof to work with, and then there's a staircase that way. That lets you get on a whole other alley and roof. Pretty cool.
I mean, a room for activities, I guess.
I think people used to come up here too. Check this out.
Yeah, I think I had a chat with my sis here once. Ugh.
Pretty cool
Bazza
spot. Anyway,
Bazza.
Yeah, like I was informing you about, obviously the company disbanded and remnants of Seaside are popping up on Twitter, but I've gotten mixed messaging about whether it's serious or not.
Well, I called Benji. He denied my calls, so I called him an unknown number, and then just played the Seaside song to him by P Money. So I don't know.
How did he react?
He said, who is this?" And I hung up. So.
Well, look, that isn't the main reason why I wanted to meet in face to face, but just a thought came to me while I was actually called Solomon to catch up with him. I know, in terms of culture, the company is probably vastly different than anything that we, you started and obviously like built and that we've put together since.
Yeah.
But I did just want to make sure that the thought crossed your mind. If you happen to know of anyone that was in that circle, I know it was a big circle, that showed potential, that maybe you gave some thought about just seeing where they plan to go next and whether any of them would make a half decent addition to us, or even the thought of that would be somewhat promising, pending obviously some trials.
Yeah. I'll be honest, might be a question for other people in the club. I didn't know a whole lot of people in the company. I knew like Benji like told me about it once and he was like annoyed that I didn't know about it. So I don't really know. I know it was like Mickey and Benji and like Ray or something. That's all I really
Mickey,
knew.
Benji, Ray, OTT. A point Solomon made is that, tribalism is probably going to reign supreme, and if anyone joined the company to be with those people specifically, from the ashes of their old gangs 5 years ago, then they're probably going to continue to follow those people.
Yeah.
But again, knowing how big it was and how many, they did the internship program, new faces joined it that weren't affiliated previously.
Yeah.
There might be some names to at least think about. But again, it boils down to culture and if they'd be willing to be receptive to a new way of thinking when it comes to criminal shit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, something to keep an eye out for. I mean, if there's any names, feel free to fucking talk to them, whatever, see what their plans are. But yeah, nothing against it as long as it is a very different life. So as long as they know what they're getting in for, then yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'll think if any names come to me, and then I'll probably ring this bell with some of our other members, see if any of them have any names from their end, and if any show signs of life, then we can obviously pursue them.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Cool. Yeah, listen, main reason I wanted to chat with you, and it doesn't have to be a long thing, wanted to get a gauge from you on how you think our, I don't even know what you want to call it, like onboarding process or recruitment process is going. I'm not asking in terms of like, each and every person, but more as a whole. Like, are you pleased with it? Do you think there's opportunity for more structure in terms of how our prospects and hangarounds meet people and get to know people? Because, I sat down and I did some thinking because, obviously I don't get a whole lot of FaceTime with them, and it's usually through a mask and a voice changer. And I thought of potentially some ways that we could provide structure if it's needed. But before I dive into any of that, I wanted to just ask how you felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of something. It's kind of something that's never been my personal focus in any club that I've run, just because, you know, my focus is always going to be the people within the club. So it's hard for me to... I mean, Shang was the first hangaround I brought in, I want to say, pretty much since fucking Colin. I don't even know if you know who that is, but...
I don't think I do.
Yeah, old friend of mine, but, used to be VP of BBMC, more than that, but... Yeah, it's kind of always been left a lot up to, yeah, a lot of the other patch members in the club. I think at the moment it's decent. I definitely think there could be more people like looking, I guess. And there definitely could be a better process because, oh my god, hold on, I have to take this.
Go for it.
Benji, what's going on, man?
Sorry, so many fucking phone calls.
Oh no, I'm
forth,
sorry.
man.
Look, man, look, good. Look, I just heard some whispers, and I just thought,
What's up, man?
I heard, a long time ago, Benji, you gave me a similar phone call and asked me something. So I just want to ask like one question.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Company disbanded because Dundee wanted me to be co PM for the BBMC.
Oh shit, you should take that. They're doing really well.
I will,
Okay.
because I want to show you guys how to run a fucking biker gang. You know?
Okay, yeah. I mean, that sounds good. So that's your plan. You're gonna run it with Dundee on BBMC.
Huh?
I mean, we'll see what happens, man. It is. It's
I'm not trying
He's all
pressure.
over the
I'm
place
just,
right now.
a long time ago you asked me the same question, about
No,
tea, and
bro,
I'm just
no problem.
return
No-
the favor, I'm just...
I got you. Listen, Barry.
yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna give you a call later if I got some time. I'll have a proper sit down with you. I'm gonna tell you all about the troubles of the company.
Oh,
Okay?
hell yeah.
I got you.
All right,
No,
appreciate it,
I owe
Benji.
you that because even though we didn't talk much in the past, you always did give me some tea whenever you
I
could.
gave you the tea,
appreciate
except
you.
for that time I ran away on a
Exact-
job when we shot cops, but that was like one
Yes.
time. But, other
I've
than
seen
that...
you run away from me numerous times when I'm asking for tea, you fucking jackass.
Okay, well, usually it's because I was doing a meth run or some shit, and I literally had cops searching the fucking city for me, so you have to excuse me, but, okay, we'll
You're good.
we'll chat, Benji, okay? All
All right, bye. See you later.
Talk soon, bye-bye.
You had to. have
Yes,
been
I'm
with
in!
that.
That's tea acquired! I knew giving
he
him
say?
tea 5 fucking years ago. He said, if I got time later, we'll have a proper sit down and you'll tell me all the details about,
Ooh.
I doubt he
okay.
will. He'll probably just tell me he's fucking joining BBMC or some shit, but,
Yeah, probably. But all right. Well, you got the phone call back. That's
Yeah. But yeah, look, I think there could be a more formal way of doing it. I mean, look, I'll be honest with the new structure of like prospects. I don't really like my kind of deal is I never really gave a fuck about hangarounds until they were prospect in the old club. But prospects now are kind of what hangarounds were back in the day. So it's kind of like I don't really start really considering people and start, purposefully involving them in shit until they're getting close to being blooded in. And at that point, it's like you're not being blooded into this club until, I know you're in the fucking right place to do so.
Right.
But I mean, there definitely is room for somebody that, I don't know if it's a specific person or what, getting some, I guess being like a middleman between like, hangarounds and prospects to the rest of the club. And that kind of being like their role of like really actively looking for people and bring people in and getting them like FaceTime or whatever. It maybe could be a more formal way. The only thing I don't like though that I'll say now is like, it might work for some people, but if you're like, oh, you haven't hung out with this person, sit in this car and drive around with them and talk to them. If you do that to me, I'm gonna fucking, they're gonna come back with missing teeth. It's like, there's more organic ways you can get people to be seen by me, whether it's on jobs or shit they've done for the club, other than, cramming them into a fucking car with me and expecting me to be like, so, you like jazz? Like, it's, yeah, there's definitely better ways, so.
Gotcha. Okay. And like, with this
You like
person that
jazz?
you mentioned, the middle person, would you see it, if it were to be a thing, would you see it more as like a friend amongst all the other club members, or someone that would be a little extra hard in that prospect's best interest?
a friend, if they're a friend of them, they're gonna have a hard time progressing. They need to be like, I mean, they can't...
Stern.
Yeah, they need to be like firm with the shit they say. They need to understand what other people in the club kind of look for with a member, and they need to be able to convey that to this guy or gal, being like, look, these are, if you're trying to, you know, impress this person, it's not going to work walking up to him being like, I did this, this, this. It's like, let me use an example. When Ivy came to me and was like, I fucking shot Siobhan in the fucking head and robbed her of some shit on a highway somewhere. That shit impresses me. Crazy shit where you're like, I took initiative to go do fuck shit without anyone telling me. That's the type of shit I look for. Someone that I'm not awake or High Command's not awake, they can still get shit done. Not even when it comes to like, you know, running the club, but just personally, they can do crazy shit or do some shit that is beneficial for the club, you know? So it's like, yeah, that's the kind of shit for me personally, I like. But, you know, other people respect other things. Some people just like people that are workhorses. Other people want, you know, someone that isn't a boring cunt, to put it lightly. Like, you know, people have different things that they need, so.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was just checking the water.
That's fine.
That all makes sense. Look, like I said, I have ideas, and I'm happy to share them now. I envision, based on obviously feedback from you and other high command, that if there is a need for structure in the department of bringing up our members and getting them ready for their patch, that there could be a position called whatever the hell, new member educator, you know, maybe a cooler name than that, but something like that, that does go that more stern route. That, you know, that's why I asked you, but my original vision was going that route versus, you know, the more friendly kind of, oh, checking in on you, you know, how you doing kind of thing. More like, hey, like, you're lacking in this department, let's see how we can get you, you know, more favorable there. Shit like that. My ideas for this, you know, are in their early throws, but one of the ones I had was on a more, you know, it's everyone has a jacket, and it's that jacket's job to get the person.
It is kind of a
training,
tail gunner role.
But this position could monitor on a more macro level that these trainings are happening and that the jackets are actually putting effort forward. Not that we don't trust the jackets, but just kind of as a buffer, like a fail-safe.
Yeah, I mean, in a traditional MC role, that would fall under an old role we had a long time ago called tail gunner. So basically, in an MC, tail gunner is basically opposite the road captain, where they ride in the fucking rear and make sure no one falls behind, right? So that's basically what that is fulfilling. It's making sure that members, that's not even just prospects and hangarounds, although that would be part of the focus, is that any member is, you know, being ignored, I guess, in a sense.
Right.
So.
Okay, that's good to know. I actually didn't fully know that. So, one of the things, obviously, that I've noticed with prospects and hangies is they take time to learn about culture and, you know, the tenets of our laws. You know, no talking to cops, always plead not guilty, things like that, and that takes time. But I feel like there is also the effort on the other side of things where you get to know the members, you know, as both brothers and sisters, but as people.
Yeah.
And one of the ideas that I had was to help facilitate that learning is that this position could potentially do a system of, you can call them whatever you want, interviews, profiles, and it wouldn't be like, oh, sit down with each person, you know, and that's it. It would essentially be a test, right?
Yeah.
Where every patch, or, you know, you could just start with high command, has a profile, right? It's full name, where they're from, things like that, but also like fun stuff, you know, creative stuff. Three of your likes, like what are the 3 things you like the most? And you know, you can, if you want to take that, I can pause.
Yeah, let me make sure things not like.
Yo, I'm ready for the talk.
Okay, I'm just finishing up with Loki, and I'll give you a buzz.
All right. Also, I made a new tradition. I'm gonna show you it later on. Okay.
Chinese tradition.
Well, I mean, it has to do with the fucking big rock, the stacked rocks. But
Is
I guess
it a Chinese tradition?
Since only China can put rocks together, I guess it is a Chinese tradition.
Hey, those are your words, not mine.
That's what you said.
I'm just
You
asking,
said
is it
that.
an ancient Chinese tradition?
I
That's all I'm asking.
I said we stacked a whole bunch of rocks together, and you said, "Oh, is that something they do in China?"
No, I said, is this a
Yeah.
Chinese tradition? That's what
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what you
say, is
said.
this what they do in China?
That's what you said. You said, "Oh, this must be one of those things that."
Sure, they
that
do plenty
China
of things
does.
in China.
Yeah, it's a very peaceful, beautiful country. Everyone's
Yeah.
happy.
All right.
There's
good.
no police. All right, give me a ring when you're
All
done.
right.
Okay,
All
bye.
right, nice, bye.
So, with these profiles, right?
Yeah.
Above all else, it'd be an opportunity and a fun one at
Cancelled
that
part
for
45.
prospects and hang-arounds if you want them to do this.
Barry
but
Benson
hang-around,
edition.
from my understanding, is more of a vibe check. To, it's essentially a task, but it's a task that allows them to learn a lot about who we are as people. And it'll be basic stuff like name, how long you've been in, shit like that. But also creative, fun stuff like, what are 3 things that this patch likes the most? 3 things that they dislike the most? What's a quote that they've chosen to either represent them or a funny memory that they have with their time, with their brothers and sisters? And these prospects would be asked to memorize these, as best they can. Sure, to memorize every single one, if we went that route, would be impossible, but that's not the point. It's the effort. And they could be called, upon a whim anytime that they're seen or called over the phone, and just be like, oh, what is Barry Benson's, favorite alcoholic drink, or what's his quote that he shared with you, just like fun shit. Try to, inject some life into it, but also
like that.
let it serve as a learning opportunity. And if that falls under this tail gunner role, then maybe that's another thing that it could do.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Thoughts?
I think as the club grows, maybe that role's becoming more useful, I thought.
Yeah, look, when it comes to education and onboarding, I obviously operate behind a mask, and with that, I think comes a certain degree of seriousness that could be leveraged for shit like this.
Yeah.
Being the one to potentially give them these assignments and tell them, hey, if we're doing interviews, let's say, let them know. Just start with Barry.
What would Barry's phrase
have
be?
it in 2 days.
Or his quote.
And then 2 days later, call upon them to try and recite as much of it as they can.
Okay.
Just trying to keep them in line, make sure they're learning about us as people. That way they feel it's like not just about, oh, can you drive fast? Can you shoot? Can you be spontaneous?
Yeah.
It's also like forging bonds, which is really fucking important.
I like that.
That's basically all I had, like, in terms of this position, and it's honestly refreshing to hear that there is, one that kind of fits that sort of description already out there.
Definitely.
I don't know if you all had plans to bring that around in any sort of vote, but
basically,
if so,
the way
then...
roles work with this club is once high command deems that one of these traditional MC roles is needed, we're like, look, we have this problem. We need a person to be kind of put in charge of that. Once that kind of arises and we're like, we need this role to be fulfilled, that's when we start kind of being like, okay, are there any individuals, number one, that can fulfill this role? And then start pushing towards actually filling it, seeing their interest in it, all that kind of shit. Because one thing we had a problem in the old club back in the day was the goal was just to try and fill every traditional MC role, because that's, kind of thought what we had to do. Where it's like, yeah, you can put people in those roles, but if they don't do anything in that fucking role, it becomes useless, and then it makes people that are fulfilling their said role kind of be painted with the same fucking stroke, right? It's like...
And it would also make future people that are thinking of running for a role not take that one.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I don't really give it... Oh, the last treasurer barely talked about money, so who gives a fuck? I just want to do it so I get, like, some perks of being in a command role. It's just like, yeah.
Right.
Because, yeah, that's how it is. So you've got myself, Irish, you've got high command, and then the way it works in ADMC is any titled role beyond that is a command role. So you basically... So say if you're treasurer, right, you have the authority in that role above even high command. So when it comes to money shit, say if we have a specific treasurer, their voice on money matters would be seen to me higher than anybody else in the club. But when it comes to all other general shit to do with the club, then it goes back to obviously normal hierarchy, but they would still be above, like, their voice would still be considered higher than, you know, a patch member, right? So
Yeah.
it's basically like
That
you're
makes
kind
total
of in
sense.
charge of your role, but you also have like some slight like general club shit that you need to have knowledge of as well. But yeah.
Okay. Well, let me say this: if the need does arise for tail gunner and the things I spoke about fall under its purview, and obviously I'm sure there'll be other things too, I would certainly be interested if
Okay.
if you consider letting someone operate it that doesn't really show their face or even their voice sometimes.
Yeah.
More as a way to leverage that when it, like I said, when it comes to our prospects, to let them know that hey, someone's watching your progress, but they also are there for you as a resource should you need it.
Have you been feeling with that lifestyle of being quiet? Because I'll be honest, I didn't you know, when we first talked about like super quiet members or whatever, I was unsure if you know, anyone was going to be able to like be able to do that long term just with how the club kind of is. But I'll be honest, I like you've been nailing it from my perspective, to be honest, when it comes to anything
Thank
with
you, man.
that. So
Yeah, no, I thrive in it. To be honest, this line of work, I think I've told you this before. This was something I kind of grew into in the waning few months before the economy collapsed,
yeah.
and it all culminated with me doing work for Saul and me getting that active location of Edgar for you guys.
Yeah.
And that was obviously like a career moment for sure.
Yeah.
But even before that, I realized that I kind of had a somewhat of a knack for this, and definitely enjoy when the fruit bears. It's sometimes a long game, but it does pay off. And so on the whole, I enjoy it. And in the back of my mind, there's always that thread of flying too close to the sun and being found out and being forced to go loud. Then that's not a completely foreign lifestyle to me either. Like I
Yeah.
said, when we first got here, I used to run on the streets with different crews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in the present moment, I'm enjoying it on the whole.
Didn't he used to be
trying
Bang Boys at one
be
point?
around
Chad?
for the more fun, casual stuff, like the
Wasn't he
race
like a
and the demo
hangaround for,
derby
like, a
last
really
night.
short
That was a great
time?
opportunity for me to poke my head out of the sand a little bit,
Was that someone else?
even with the mask and the voice changer.
Yeah.
Dundee thought I was TJ, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. If my hand gets forced, then so be it. But
He was a spy. Oh. Alright, yeah, no. Good shit. I'm gonna chat with fucking Shang.
yeah, yeah. So if you have the time, obviously digest the ideas I had for this position. Let me know
Yeah.
if anything comes up. But I think I think I could bring a certain flair to this whole like interview process idea that I had, where I think everyone would end up enjoying it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll leave you to it. Thank you for meeting up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome. I'll catch you around, man. Call me if you need anything.
Yeah, likewise. Fire and Andy. Okay. What does ADMC mean? Already Dead Motor Club. Because if you're new to this chat, Barry used to run a club called the BBMC, the Barry Benson Memorial Club, formerly known as the Bondi Boys Motor Club, but they changed it to Barry Benson Memorial Club after the club was recode and wanted to pay tribute to the best leader, obviously. So they renamed it to that, and yeah, now here we are. I mean, honestly, the real reality was that going to 4.0, I wanted a reset, and it didn't really feel right to be like, oh, BBMC is still mine, by the way, because ultimately, out of roleplay, the name Bondi Boys Motor Club will always be Whippies. So there was a bit of debate when I first came back, because I really did like the name BBMC, like the color, the vibe, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it just didn't really feel right to be like to continue a club, even though everyone was more than down to continue BBMC, and we put in a lot of work to build up the name, even just in the city. Like, I still think now, like, you know, a lot of the, I mean, maybe not as much recently, but yeah, I feel like we built up BBMC to be pretty fucking big in 3.0. you know, I was pretty proud of that, but it's always cool to start from scratch. You gotta remember, like, compared to BBMC, the name, like, alone, ADMC is so much newer than BBMC. Like, you have to work a lot. It is so much harder to build up a new club than it is just to reform an old club. Because even if roleplay, you know, people quote-unquote forget and all that kind of stuff, you've still built up an out-of-character, like, rep for certain gangs in the city. So it's always going to be a lot harder to build from scratch, but I think we've done pretty well. Like, the fact that we're already, like, we've got a lot of arcs going with, like, the mayoral office and all that kind of shit, like, I don't expect, like, ADMC to be, like, you know, the most known fucking club anytime soon or whatever, but, you know, depending on how long we do the RP surrounding it for, like, we can definitely build it up into something cool. In terms of, like, numbers, we're already fucking massive. Like, there's fucking 20 plus blooded in members. Yeah. It's like when Thingo did Bang Boys. It's like, unless Bang Boys was going to continue into 4.0, Bang Boys was never going to be as big as BBMC, just because even if it was an objectively better club or this or that or whatever, it's just starting a club from zero is always just going to be way harder. But we've been lucky that a lot of people have seemingly wanted to, you know, continue the roleplay with us and whatever name we went with, so. And ADMC is pretty fucking edgy. So, you know, yeah. I think it'll be a lot more, like, official once we have cuts. I think once the ADMC cuts are in the city, then I really want to start focusing on just getting the name out there more and maybe doing some crazy shit. Even with, like, cops and stuff. I mean, cops are already aware of who we are, but even more so, like, it would be nice to be known again for a bit of aggression. You know, because that's just how it goes in the city, but yeah. Yeah, I think we're on a good pace right now. We've got some really fucking strong role plays in the club. Like, bro, we have some really good fucking RPers, and that was always going to be my main starting focus, is get good RPers first, and then try to make, like, a successful gang after that. Or club, rather. So, I think we've accomplished step one pretty well. So far, at least. So. I mean, bro, the fact that we got, like, even, like, Ziggy and stuff, I did not expect. I did not expect to not only do, like, RP with Ziggy in 4.0 just because of, like, time difference, but for him to want to do, like, MC roleplay was crazy. Then who else is new? We got, like, fucking Solomon's fucking, again, great as fucking well. Another huge fucking, like, pickup. Yeah, so then we got a lot of old school members and stuff. Andy soon. Man, the Andy one is so hard because, like, obviously out of character, I would love for Kiva to be in a club with Barry. But in character, it's so hard for me to justify Barry to want to sacrifice the relationship he has with his sister and make it a club thing, just because I feel like it is going to change the relationship. It just is. I just don't see it not changing the relationship in a somewhat negative way, just because how Barry has to act around club members versus family members. It's what, like, honestly, it is what happened with Hubcap. The second Hubcap tried to join, I feel like with Barry, I lost a bit of connection with Hubcap because I had to treat him like he was a hang-around and you know, a prospect or whatever. We didn't even make it a prospect. So it's like, you know, Barry is worried that that would happen again. And, like, yes, I guess it worked with TJ, but I don't know. It just, there were different circumstances that worked for that. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but Shang.
Brian Benson.
No, what's ping?
959.
I see Shane, bye. right, long-awaited Shang talk, and then Faye talk. Okay, chat. If you if you think we're actually chatting to Benji about tea today, chat, I don't. I'm sorry to let you down, but you know. Pretty sure that's a meme. Be real. I don't think Benji is actually gonna tell Barry Benson of all fucking people about the company that he only really knew about today. So, you know, I mean, look, it'd be funny if it happens. But Barry knows very little about the company, so. I'm gonna come back and my car is gonna be halfway down the street. You watch. Fucking let's see how our big fucking melons are growing, no? Yeah, we have. Dude, Benji's like our Benji is Barry's what's the guy from Star Wars? Obi-Wan of tea, you know, Barry's like the Anakin. You know, he's like the Padawan. He's trying to learn the ways of absorbing tea from other groups and then using it to his own advantage down the line.
Hello?
Stay out, 8.
9213.
Okay, bye-bye. Uh, 9213. Barry Benson. Effective communication. That should be Barry Benson's quote. Give me the information I want and nothing else. Don't tell me about your life story. Don't care, didn't ask. El Bozo. Do you even work here? Okay, where's a place to talk to Shang that isn't a fucking mountain overlooking the city? What's another GTA 5 interior that we can use? No, not the sewers. Where's another interior that I'm not thinking of? Oh, Yellow Jack could be a good one. Oh, actually, let's go to Tequila La. Tequila La, that's a good one. Have a couple bevies.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Also, bring food.
Great.
Alright, bye. I need a repair kit for my car. Chat, I got shown something really cool, Wanted related last night that you'll probably never see because it's related to more, how do I word this? Bigger picture stuff, but there's some really cool shit happening. I know I say that a lot. I say there's some cool shit that I can't talk about, but I just expect you to be like, okay, cool, poggers or something. But there is a thing. And also, we did some really good ideation for video stuff last night, so. Just a reminder, stuff is constantly being worked on with Wanted. It's just taking a while because we had some stuff that we had to resolve. But you gotta think, like, Wanted, I want Wanted to be like my thing for the next fucking 10, 15 fucking years. So it's like, it is kind of still very slow starting. I mean, that being said, we have 5 videos and they all have like 1 million fucking views each or whatever. But, you know, like we want a lot. We want a lot. We want a lot of stuff. So. And, oh my god, imagine if there was a game that would come out, and we were in a really good position, sub and growth-wise, from Oh, wait, what? GTA 6? Oh my god, that's... The timing on that is so random, dude. It's so random that GTA 6 is, on its way, and, oh my god, that... Dude, you know what would be so good? If Wanted did, like, GTA 6 related stuff. That would be crazy. And that would be so on brand and would match perfectly. That would be so wild. Man. That would be crazy. Is there an interior to this? We got rid of it. Oh, fuck. Emily Rose, thanks for the 37 months. D-Surf, thanks for the 36 months. Bailey, thanks for the 32 months. Golden Wolf, thanks for the 89 months. I've been subbed so long, my resub was 2 weeks ago. Fucking hell. Richards, thanks for 26. Kendra, thanks for 37. And Exodus, thank you again. 17. I missed my repair. Wait, no, I didn't. The old tequila. Okay, does anyone remember the number, chat? Does anyone... I need a pee. And I kind of want to try and find a snacky. Okay, we need a really cool... This is an underrated interior as well. Alright, guys. We need a really cool, immersive, placed emote. Okay. What are we looking here? Oh, yeah. Now we are talking. Yeah, we're cooking, boys. Right. God, I fucking hate the camera, though. Maybe this is too serious. What about upstairs? Oh, hey. Thought I booked this place out. You can stay there. I guess that's fine. Yes. I think he's lost. God. Okay, I'm doing this for roleplay, chat, okay? I'm doing this for roleplay. Because it's actually realistic that I would be able to get behind the counter, okay? This is not a -1. If anything, this is a +1. Okay? If anything, we're +1ing right now. Can't really lean properly. Bartender. Why does the emote bartender never line up with any bars in the fucking city. The hands never line up. What is the point of... Why would you not make an emote that is slightly higher that always lines up with like the general size of... Or the bar, every single fucking bar, it's always too high. Every time. Look at that. That's actually a +1. I'm literally sliding.
Tell me I'm your type. Tell me what you like. Tell me Mr. Valentine. What's been on your mind? Tell me Mr. Valentine.
Barry? Sorry.
All right.
Oh shit, you lost. Very cool.
I got some Maltesers, chat. Do Americans know what a Malteser is? I mean, ew. Maltesers are fucking bomb.
Is the lost member downstairs?
What's up?
Do you see the lost member downstairs?
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking bar.
Yeah, well, that tells you that this place is turning into a retirement home.
Yeah, kind of is. You know what a Malteser is?
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
Thank you.
It's the best chocolate you can have.
I'm not gonna go that far, but they're not really good.
You know, I prefer this kind of place to talk rather than a scenic landscape that we've like killed 18 hang-rounds at.
What, you'd rather die in a bar?
I think,
You'd rather die
You know,
bleeding out on a bar stool than a nice scenic woods.
you know, I have the. I don't think I'm gonna be able to choose when I die. I don't think any of us are. So it's more realistic to die in a bar to some random cunt with a knife than it is to be taken on and told to look at flowers.
Yeah, true. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. Because you're a road captain now, you're a big boy. I've been hearing more shit with the shit with Faye. And I've heard about it before. This is not the first time, obviously. I don't know if I spoke to you previously about it or how extensive or whatever. But it is clear that there is an issue between you two that seems to not be able to get resolved with just you two and, well, I guess Ed, it seems. So I need to try and... I'm not here to resolve it in this conversation. I believe Ziggy is going to chat with you and Faye at some point together or some shit. I don't know what. And that's kind of his department since he's pushing for chaplain, but I need to try and just get proper perspective on it so at least I know before that conversation happens, like trying to really get to the root of what it is that's causing this animosity, I guess is the best word for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the root cause of it is. If Ed's spoken to you, then you probably know the story to some extent, at least.
I'll tell you straight up. It said to me that she said some shit to you that if it was said to a high command member, that it might have ended very differently.
You know, I'll say she's lucky that I'm kind. I suppose.
Oh, damn!
At least in that context. He's definitely correct about that. She, the thing is with her, I cannot keep up with all the shit that gets said. You know, I'll wake up one day and I'll hear from someone saying, Faye's talking shit about you behind your back, or Faye said this. And then I'll confront her about it, and she'll either deny it and call it into question of, okay, well, I need to sit down the fucking person that told me, or bring it up with someone from high command at some point, and just hopefully expect her to say it to them. But like for example, her saying that I only take the same people on heist, or
I also
I can't
kind of
remember
want to
what
figure
what
out
other
who's
bullshit
saying...
she said. She said a whole lot of bullshit, you know, that I can't keep up with. Just literally wake up and Ed was like, "Oh, well, Faye said this about you." I was like, "What did Faye say about me?" She said, "You never let anyone else hack on the heist. You only do it yourself." So I said to
Okay.
Faye,
Second of all, who is saying to you that Faye said this thing?
"It's been multiple people over months. Like there is no one person. Loki's told me a few things. JT's told me a few things. Steve told me
Jesus.
something, and all these. The thing is with all these that there's some element of truth in them, but the for the most part it's bullshit. So I don't know.
So from your perspective,
Like this is old. This is old. Literally over the span of months, dude. I can't name every single incident that's happened.
So from your perspective, it's just a reoccurring, like, you'll do something, being hacked. She doesn't agree with whatever, and then your biggest gripe is that, what? She says it to other people instead of telling it to you and resolving it, right?
Yeah, that's all I want. Just fucking. If you have an issue, come and speak to me. That's it. You have a problem? Oh, you think I don't let anyone else in the heist? Come and chat to me about it. Bring it up with me. And don't use the bullshit excuse that I want to listen to you or I want to get off the phone or something. The truth of the fact is, she's upset that I don't seem like I want to talk to her or anything, but that is the fucking truth. I don't want to. I'm not here to be best friends with you. I'm running a fucking heist. Not only that, but she'll say bullshit that I can't even keep up with. And then I'll call her out on it. She'll say, oh yeah, I was using you as an example. It was just an example. Like imagine if someone said that about you, Barry. If you put together a heist and someone said, oh well, Barry never invites anyone else except for his select favorites or something. Like realistically, you'd react by calling them and be like, what the fuck are you saying about me? And then if they say, oh, I didn't say it, you can call the person and say, what did they say exactly?
I mean, that's what I did today to Saints. The
Oh, yeah?
guy that caught, I was meeting him. He was from Saints, and he came to the yard, and I was expecting like maybe to get shot in the head or whatever. He's just offering to sell fucking extended mags for like 30 grand, which sounds like overpriced as fuck. So, but they were all cordial, and she was like the leader. They were talking all friendly and all that, and I just brought up like the weed shit and the Jacob shit, and they're like, oh, like, you know, we've had some people like butt head. I was just like, playing dumb, like, oh, I don't really know much about all this shit. Like, what have there been issues or whatever? And they're like, oh no, I think just some people like button heads or whatever. And I was like, who? Like what? Like Shang or something? And they're like, no, like I don't know, just button heads. I was like, okay, well from like our side, it's like nothing. So, I don't know if they were just lying for whatever reason, but. When I confronted them about any of that shit, they were like, nah. And I was like, oh, what about this Jacob shit saying he wants to put a gun around my lips or whatever? And they're like, oh, like, I don't really know. That sounds like a Jacob thing, not like a Saints thing or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, fucking fair enough, I guess.
So yeah, at least publicly, they're not trying. It seems like they're not trying to, like publicly to us, they're not trying to convey anything. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. So I just chalk it up to gangs being gangs and just talking shit behind the scenes or whatever, which is fine as long as on the surface they're cordial and shit, and I don't got an issue if people talk shit about me or whatever. But
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
say whatever they want. It's what they do. But like,
here's what I think it is based on from what I've heard, and I'll talk to Faye about this after to try and really get to the root. It just seems like there are some things that, and you're not the only person that I've heard that over the years or whatever have kind of been in like the sights of those types of convos, I guess, or whatever. There's been other people in the club that have kind of been in your shoes, I guess. It seems to me, I think Faye just has a knack for ranting maybe to the wrong people, and if she gets frustrated by something or annoyed by something, I think there's a proper time and place to bring it up to club members, but like ranting about another club member to another club member, I don't think will ever end in a positive light, because then you get exactly what happens to you, is they tell you, oh, Faye's been talking shit, and then in her perspective, it might just be ranting like it's not something that, you know, is super serious about, or maybe it is, but let's just say on an instance that for one of the things she brought up, it was like maybe isn't something she's like willing to die on the hill for. She brings it up, and then it gets carried to you through other people, and it turns into a bigger thing, and then what maybe she anticipated originally was just to talk shit without consequence. But the problem with that is, if you do that to fucking members, of course, everyone wants to, you know, everyone is on the same page in terms of, you know, not everyone has to like each other, but they don't want other members talking shit about other members. And that's why they tell you. And I think just based on from what I've seen, I think she just needs to know that I don't really care if people want to talk shit and rant or whatever, as long as it's to a person that they can confide in and try and actually get a resolution, or if the resolution is just to rant off thoughts or whatever, that it's going to be in a place where it's not going to be destructive and leak out to the rest of the club and make it into a bigger deal. That's why we're bringing in this like chaplain, so that you can have a place to like talk your shit or whatever, but then after it you're done, it's like, all right, back to business, and it doesn't affect how you do your day to day. But
Okay, but where does the buck stop when it comes to ranting? Because talking shit about someone, sure, I get frustrated. I'll scream at someone, I'll shout at them. I will not go ahead and lie about them to people behind their backs in a serious manner, because that is where this is at the moment. This is a serious thing. She brought up to Ed a concern. This wasn't venting. She brought it up to him as a concern and expected him not to come and bring it to me.
what was
Not only
that
that, but
concern?
she's that I control everything. I control the club. That I pick and choose who gets to progress in heights. That I have to take over everything that goes on in the club. Just complete fucking bullshit. I've asked at every single meeting for help. I don't even need to refute these points because it's like moronic. But those are things that damage my relationship with the club. Especially when people believe her. These vents, they go beyond someone being frustrated. As I said, I get frustrated. Shit, Brian, I've been frustrated with you sometimes. I've never once said something that I fully believe is true that I know will damage the club. And that's it. And if someone is shit talking me, then like fair enough. You can be frustrated, be vengeful, whatever. But the minute you start talking about the shit I do for the club,
That's it. He's out. He's
and
out.
trying to argue that it's
He's saying all the
worse
stuff
because of
that
it,
probably Barry would say, to be honest.
that's when shit gets serious to me. Goes beyond venting.
I mean, everything he's saying is pretty valid, to be honest.
You know what TJ told me when I first met him?
Hmm.
This was 5 years ago, so it doesn't matter too much. He told me that Faye is always going to hate you. And she'll never tell you why. And although it's 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago at this point, it's never rung more true.
Hmm.
She might not think it's a lie.
Oh, you mean because he had a
But I
problem
said
with
to
me?
her, okay, but how can you think that I don't let
Bazza
anyone else
Gaza.
hack on
Bazza
heist? What did
Gaza.
I say to you 2 days ago when we were putting together a cash exchange?
Oh yeah, literally calling around, seeing who's wants to get in
Yeah.
on it.
So do you want to drive or do any of the hacks? No. Okay. You're not gonna be in the fucking job then.
I mean, on that point, I can't even try to see another perspective to that. Maybe if it was like earlier days when you're still a patch, but I mean, now that you're road captain now, that's literally your role. You're meant to be that guy that's setting shit up. So even if there are times where it may look like you're getting specific people, that's kind of the authority you've garnered though from pushing to that role. You know, so it's like, yeah, I'm curious to try and get Faye's perspective on that specifically, because we gave the opportunity for anybody else in the club that wants to be that person to do those things, to put their name forward. You were the only one, other than fucking Bubbles, but...
On the Shadow Road captain.
Yeah, you were the only one that showed enough drive to want to be that person, so people can't get annoyed at that because, you know, along with, like, yes, you get to make some of those choices, there's also a lot of disadvantages being road captain and shit you gotta deal with that you don't want to deal with, to kind of even it out. So it's not like being road captain now or years ago, when it was Edbert, Sean, or myself. There's shit you gotta do in that role that you don't like. Yes, there's a lot of cool shit you can do. You get to lead convoys, get to kind of run jobs maybe how you want, if you even wanted to do that, which from my point of view I haven't really again seen. The only reason I see maybe similar members going on jobs is just because they're the ones awake. It's not even like we're just specifically getting those people, it's just they're the ones that are around in the time that we hit the job. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong in that regard.
Okay, I mean, road captain's a good point. Like, sometimes I forget I even have the title. So, for her to say that I'm pulling rank on her, and then for her to tell me that she doesn't follow the chain of command regardless, and that she'll follow my orders if it's an emergency, or during a war, or if it's urgent, it's another thing that's not just venting or being frustrated with someone. It's something that was easily predicted. So it's just coming up to light now. And the only difference is that Ed has finally heard the way she speaks. I mean, Ed asked me why I was so calm and collected. I said, dude, she speaks to me like this every single fucking week. It's no different to the usual.
What is there an example of a command you've given her that she's been like, I'm not, you know, like that she would even say like, I can't follow what you say? Like, is there something where you've been like, Faye, I need you to do this, and she like either just straight up said no, or is like, I really don't want to do this thing?
No, I haven't given anyone a command yet.
I'm not sure where that statement can come from then, if like to say that I'm not going to follow you outside of war shit or whatever.
Because we were talking and I was explaining to her in the moment. She got really obsessed with, like she fixated on a point. I said the rest of high command. I can't even remember what I said, but I said something like that, right? And she said, "You're not high command. Where'd you get that idea from, or something?" And I said, "I am command, though." She said, "Well, what does that mean?" I said, "Okay, I don't have to follow you unless it's urgent. You just command. You're not high command." I said, "Okay," but it wasn't an order.
Should I say something spicy, chat?
Said that I was pulling rank on when I told her to watch her tone when she's talking to me.
I should.
But again, that is me being kind. Because I want to shoot this fucking cunt in the head sometimes. Genuinely. And that's horrible to think I want to do that to someone in my own club. So it's something that I'm trying to build every single day. I wake up and I have the exact same objective every single fucking day. Just build this club up to the most it can be. Whenever I'm awake, I'm doing every single thing I can for this club. No matter what. So yeah, the watch your tone, that is kindness. It wasn't even me pulling rank. It was me begging her, please do not piss me off anymore to the point where I'm going to strangle you in this fucking lake and leave you here.
You got any food on you?
Yeah.
Pass out. All right. I'm gonna say something, Shang, that doesn't leave this room, okay?
Yeah.
With the club, I value, or at least try to do my best to value everybody equal to their rank or whatever. But objectively, there are reasons why certain people get put in certain positions. There's a reason why I don't take on a lot of hangarounds at all. Because I like to think that, well, outside of Ren was... I mean, he wasn't awake, so I could have crafted him into something, but just... Outside of Ren, I like to think when I bring someone on, it's for purpose. And the last hangaround I brought before you ended up being my VP.
Sean, you fucking hang around?
No, Colin.
Oh yeah.
VP of my old club. Remember the BBMC? Yeah.
No, I do. It's just
Yeah.
the way you were. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Okay, Karen.
The reality with this situation is that, again, and I'm gonna get Faye's perspective on all of this, and if I can help resolve it, whatever. If it comes down to it, though, I'm just gonna be straight up with how it is. If issues continue to arise, say in like weeks, months' time from this, whatever, and you come to me, or you come to Edbert, or come to whoever, and be like, there's issues with Faye, this, that, the other. The reality is that something will probably have to be done, out of your control and out of Faye's control. At that point, it'll have to just become a club decision, or I guess a high command decision, to just solve something. When I say that, it means removing the problem, because once you try to fix the problem, if it is unable to be solved, the only way to solve it, in my experience, is to cut off the problem. Which, as you know, from my experience, I have no problem with doing, regardless of rank that the other. ultimately, if it came down to pairing you two together and having to cut one of those problems off to resolve it for the greater of the club, from my perspective, I would ensure that that would not be you. Because I do agree with you, and there's a reason, again, why you are in that position that you are. And even maybe not at first, I didn't think you would want to step up to it that soon. But if it came down to it, and again, I hope it doesn't come to this problem. I truly don't, because I don't want to lose Faye in this club. I think Faye is an asset to this club. There's a reason why, even with, you know, the stuff that's happened in the past and with you or whatever, that she's still in this club. Because I think she is a very valuable part of the ADMC and the former club. But if it comes down to it, and this cannot be resolved from this, and again, I truly think it can be. If it comes down to more serious than that, I will do what I need to do to make sure that it benefits the club as a whole. And right now, I think what you are doing is in line with, well, where I see this club going. So I want to make it clear to you that while I need to, you know, try and stay as what's the word? As impartial, I guess, as possible. That's I mean, there's not much you've said there that I don't disagree with. And again, if it was in different shoes, if someone spoke to me in a certain light like that, the conversation would probably end there. In terms of them not being able to speak anymore, okay? And I'm glad it didn't go that way, because, again, blotting out is very messy and all that kind of stuff, but I think even regardless of that fact, I think you as a road captain now need to make sure that before it gets to that point that you say, okay, I tried everything and there was no other option and I'm okay with whatever steps get taken by high command after that to resolve it. Because I will only make sure and I'll only follow through with that if you say to me that I Shang, did fucking absolutely everything I can to resolve it and I could not fix this problem. It is out of my control. If you say that to me, then I will make sure that for the benefit of the club as a whole, I'll do what we need to do. But only at that point. Again, I just want to make it very clear that I'm not looking to cut members loose. But if it comes to that point, I trust your core on that to make that decision where it's like, we had this conversation with Ziggy, we had this convo, and a week, month later, 6 months later, whatever the fuck it is, same issues arise again. And what we do and need to. Silence.
Yeah.
You're an integral part of this club now, Shang. You've had big shoes to fill, but I think you've very much proven to me that it was the right choice. There's a reason why you haven't been spoken to by any high command about, you know, how you've been going as road captain, because everyone's completely satisfied with how you're doing, if not more than that. You will be a part of what makes this group great in this this new reformed city. And, you know, for the greater good of the club, I won't risk anything to that. Because beyond the club's ability to decide things, I trust my own ability more so than anybody in the club or anywhere else, because I think you have to. My decision of that would be to, you know, ensure that you can keep doing what you need to. Again, there's things you still have to weigh up with that decision. But I don't want you or anybody else to think that I'm not open to the idea of if the world came crumbling down and half the people in the fucking club started going crazy and started acting out or whatever, that I would have any issue with cutting the club in fucking half and starting over. You know, just because our club grew so quickly, so fast into the city, I have no issues with if, again, this is an end of the world situation, but I just want to make it clear that if something were to happen where the entire club, half the club was going fucking crazy, I would have no problem cutting the fucking fat. I mean, for fuck's sake, I shot the previous fucking leader of the club in the head. I don't think there's more I can do to prove that I'm willing to destroy any member in the club to make sure that the club as a whole can survive and succeed and prosper and build a name, continue the vision, etc.
Well, you know, whatever you choose to do, I'll be right there beside you. I promise you this. I will do everything I can to make sure the situation's fixed going forward.
Because believe me, Shang, it's a lot easier if you can solve the issue with words. Because if it comes to that point where the only other option is removing, one thing you'll learn, that especially when you're like a part of the reason as to why that may happen, there is always a ripple effect every single time, whether you see it or not. And I've seen it in the past where I went out of my way to try and make everybody happy instead of just trusting my own core. There will always be a ripple effect within the club that you do not see. There will be parts that you do see, and people are upset, and this, that, the other, people that are close with certain people, whatever. But there will be an underlying part that you do not see, and it will not re-emerge until months fucking later when some random cunt in the club says, I want fucking out, and you are grasping at straws as to why the fuck out of nowhere this cunt would rather die than remain in the club. And they'll mention something briefly that brings you back to that point. Because the reality is some people will just not bring up problems that they have, and they'll bottle it down, myself included, and it will arise again at some point, and you'll have to deal with the aftermath of that. Even using Winston as an example, him being blooded out on the surface may seem clean, but I guarantee you there are people that are still in this club that are affected in some type of way from me shooting him in the fucking head in the yard without giving context to anybody before doing so. And you won't really see the end result of that until... I mean, you may never see it. As long as you're aware of that, and that's why I tell you that you should, even if you don't like or don't want to solve that problem for your own sanity, it is a better outcome if you can resolve it peacefully and not let it escalate to the point. Because it becomes a whole lot messier.
Yeah, no, the last thing I would ever want is to remove someone over something like this. So, you know, ripple effect and whatnot. Sorry. Yeah, I don't see it going well. So, I'll do my best. I mean, I always try to.
All right.
Appreciate the faith. Thanks.
There's an old saying, Shang. I'm gonna impart on you some ancient Chinese wisdom. Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You know how people say, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And you know how everyone says that that's not always the case, or ever is the case, actually. Never greener, it's just an optical illusion.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it's an optical illusion that the grass is greener on the other side of the paddock. And I say, I use that reference because a lot of people in the club that have left the club think, oh, the problems just happen in ADMC or in BBMC, or whatever. So they go, oh, I'm gonna blood out and pray I fucking survive and go on to do something else in another group. And every single time it's happened, I always see it. It might take some time. It might take weeks, days, months, years, whatever. But the same issues they had in the club that I ran always happens in another club. It's because of that mentality that they had, that the grass is greener on the other side. But as everybody knows, it's an illusion. But I don't think it is. I think the grass is always greener where you water it, Shang. Where you attentively put in effort into maintaining that grass so it doesn't fucking wither away. The grass isn't greener on the other side because of an optical illusion. The grass is greener over there because maybe that fucking club waters their fucking grass better than you. You have to put in effort, regardless of what you see elsewhere in the fucking city or how well yourself or anybody else in this club thinks that another group is doing. Every group has their issues. It's just a different smelling shit. Same shit, different smell. These problems arise everywhere, just in different forms. And that's what I ultimately try and tell people in this club, and they don't really understand that until they go to another group or another club or whatever, is that the problems they have will carry over and just be in a different form. Whereas if they just stayed in the place that they instinctually went to and put in effort into resolving it, anything can be fixed. It's just about how much effort you put into it. But ultimately, humans do have a natural level of how much effort they want to put in something before giving up. Every single person. I don't care if you're fucking David Goggins, okay? There's only so much effort you will put into something without seeing results from it that you will give up. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're you, me, fucking anybody. If you work at something and for so long you just don't see anything out of it, and in this case it's you and Faye. If you work at this relationship and don't fucking see any result from it, then yeah, maybe the only solution in your mind will be, all right, I'm going to tell Barry I tried everything that I can, and that's it. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at any of these issues. Ultimately, they can be solved without going to that next stage. But if you get to a point where you genuinely believe that you can't mentally get yourself to that point to resolve it, and you're like, oh, it's out of my hands, I can't do it, then I'll make sure the club acts on it. How do you guys not know who David Goggins is? What? The guy who's going to carry the boats. You guys are fucking...
That is some pretty good Chinese wisdom. Yeah. I do remember growing up and being taught that.
Yeah.
Goddamn Mongolians. Yeah.
My broski's
I'll make sure that our grass has been watered and cared for. I mean, that's literally my fucking point in this club. So I figured that this conversation would go a different way. And I was prepared to tell you that if it is causing an issue, then if there's a need for me to step the fuck out, then I think it would be a pretty good way to go. As long as you were the one holding the gun.
What the...
But it didn't go that way.
Oh my god. I don't know if I don't know if even somebody like me could handle something like that again. So maybe for the benefit of both of us, we don't allow it to get to that point.
Yeah, for the benefit of both of us. All right.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
I still want to do something with you at some point. It's like a ritual I had when I was growing up. I told you I would do it when I got rogue captain.
How about after this is resolved one way or another, we can do that.
Okay. One way or another.
Sheesh. Damn, bet you guys weren't expecting some roleplay today. Bet you guys weren't expecting some roleplay, guys. Oh, you thought it was just gonna be stealing car, robbing bank? No. We roleplayed in a role-playing server, where we roleplay characters in a motor club. Isn't that cool? You tell your friends, hey, I watch a role player. Will you have sex with me? That's probably what you tell the girl you like. Hey, I watch role play. So when are we having sex? I'm just kidding. You guys are all virgins. I'm just kidding. You guys are all virgins. Even if you got a kid. Probably adopted. Anyway, Kizaverse of Madness. Thanks for the 21 months, dude. Did you like my grass quote, though? I thought that was pretty cool. Well, it's not a quote, but it's like a thing. That was pretty cool, right? Guys? Kind of made... Did it make any sense? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass half the time, you know? Barry, very wise. Bazza, the streamer, I got no idea what the fuck I'm doing most of the time, so. Alright, now we need to talk to Faye. If she's still awake. Even though Barry said all that stuff to Shang, he very much hopes it doesn't come to the point of it being unresolvable and losing Faye. Because despite everything, even if Barry's not open about it, he is very much like, there's a reason why Faye is still fucking around. And even more so, if Faye has feelings of like, oh, Barry doesn't give her much attention or whatever, if anything, that should attest to more of a reason that this guy... You have the feeling that he doesn't give you much attention, but he's still instantly, when you wanted to rejoin ADMC, you were blooded in. It just means that she doesn't need to go out of her way to boast about shit for Barry to, you know, to want her a part of it. Yeah. She's still awake? She said she'd be awake till Storm, so I don't know. Yo, JT.
Hello, are you gonna be around tomorrow by chance?
Not sure tomorrow, but the following day, yes.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
I may have some stuff I want to talk to you about, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is it tomorrow? Did you want to chat? Is it an urgent thing or you just general
No,
stuff?
no, it's not an urgent thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just a general shit. Nah, it's not
Yeah,
urgent.
yeah. Yeah, if you're around anytime, yeah, probably not tomorrow, but day after, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
No worries.
Easy as. Alright, good shit.
Alright.
Alright, mate.
Alright, bye-bye.
Yeah, if Barry had to be the one to shoot Shang, I think purely based off the Wolfie history, dude, I don't know if I could allow it not to have like giga impact on Barry. Like, I don't even know. Like, that potentially could be a fucking... I mean, that could even potentially be a fucking perma condition. Like, seeing all the traumatic shit that that happened to Wolfie, that Barry still carries on. If Barry had to do something similar to Shang, I don't even know if mentally he could cope with that. Because it would literally just be bringing up everything that happened in that Barry becomes Dundee arc. No, I think it'd be a lot worse. It would either be, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how I would roleplay that. It would just be so beyond fucked. Like, oh. Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And also I just like roleplaying with Bucky as well, so. Yeah. I can't perma yet, guys. Wanted isn't full-time yet, so. I can't perma Barry, guys. I need this. What am I gonna do all day? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. No, I don't know. It would need to be very like, yeah. It would have to be very, very. Like, I don't see myself perming Barry unless it was like where it would have to be like, I don't think I'd perma Barry unless I was like, I'm not role playing anymore. You know, I don't know if I could put that much energy into a fucking fresh story. That would be too much. So, but who knows? We'll see. He is already dead. That is true. Gym arc when? We can't have a gym arc because the server doesn't have fucking... Or when... Free. Dude, this food fucking did not fill me up at all. Actually, let's pick this up because this will just sit here for like 40 years. Hey, you want some food containers? Here you go. Oops. No. Just RP gets you gains. You are high as fuck if you think chat would want to see me running on hours on end for no reason. You are crazy. Because if I was gonna do that, I would just go to the actual gym. Do you think I would really want to roleplay Barry running for 2 hours for literally no reason? Then, like, just go to the actual gym. At that point, what the fuck am I doing with my life if I'm roleplaying going to the gym for not even a just purely roleplay reason? Oh my god. Listen, guys. I am, yes, technically, quote-unquote, I guess an RP streamer because it's the main thing I do, but I will not stoop to that level. Okay? Not see me do that. Get a treadmill standing desk. Do you know how fucking tall I am? I don't think they make standing desks the height of fucking literal fucking giants. I just don't think those exist. Gray might be able to get a standing desk, yeah. I don't think there's a 6'7" standing fucking... I don't think the cables from the fucking power cord would go up high enough. Like to my... I don't think the HDMI cord from my fucking monitors would be able to reach. Well, hopefully, we phase around in a bit, so I do need a dip in a bit. Otherwise, we won't be able to have fake. I'm dead. Till at least Saturday. Are you putting your PC on the ground? It's not on the ground. PC's on my desk, but if the desk gets raised, the power cable probably would raise the fucking PC. Faker. I didn't even touch him. Dude, he's doing an insurance scam. Actual insurance scam. Oh my god. It's my thing. Let's go. I go shopping yesterday? I think I did. I might actually have food. Oh, I'm starving to death. I need to get food. My character is going to die. Yeah, I spent exactly $100. Spent exactly $100. Which is usually super cheap for my groceries. Usually every time I go to the grocery store, it's like 250 bucks. Look at my big ass boy. What did you buy? Chicken, beef, eggs, fish, paper towels. Potato. There's a line. Oh.
Excuse me.
What? I just want a good picture.
Stop putting your flowers inside of me.
Just
Don't like it.
go about your work.
No, that's okay.
No, I don't.
It might be
You're gonna
moving, but,
die.
doesn't mean it's not. We're not gonna fucking jump you, man.
Right.
Hey,
Don't do it.
guys.
Square up.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt your guys'
Hello.
beef here.
Hey,
What can we get for you today, sir?
everybody.
Can I get
I'll get your macros and berries.
Someone's been like.
It seems like again, it's probably this freaking bitch over here.
Girl, fuck
Taco
you.
plate.
Like, damn. Oh yeah, of course. How many taco
Taco
plates would you like, sir?
plate.
2 taco plates,
Yeah,
please.
keep your head up. Not the
You
end.
Anything to
Yeah.
drink today, or just the tacos?
Let's do a sprunk. Sprunk me up.
You're alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Your total today will
Excuse
be
me.
$54 if you want to slide that card for me.
Wait, is this man's food?
No, Ron is the one that got the 6 burritos.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
me.
yeah. I'm saying is
Oh,
the
yeah,
burritos.
yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? I need to go back again.
It's
Yeah,
from-
go
Cow.
back. You're
Filling
going
up the
back.
trunk every time. Fuck.
Hi.
Hold on.
Give me
Maybe
something
we should all
filling
go
for this
fill
rainy
all of our
day.
pumpkins and just close for like 5 minutes.
Taco song, please.
What do you mean you're gonna close for 5 minutes?
Bro, we can't keep up. Los Santos are starving, dog. Like,
Bro, y'all are freaking
doing-
eating
I'm
like
doing
10
laps.
orders.
Starving.
we'd be doing lap.
Y'all eating
Company
10
is
freaking
starving.
burritos a person. It's wild out here.
Fuck.
The sprunk.
No, not hard. No.
I can't even upkeep.
I typed in taco song and
Alrighty,
came
got
up with
those
duck song.
2 taco plates for ya.
I'll go get more go. It's all good.
No.
You wanna
And
go?
then
We
here
need more
is your
pumpkins.
sprunk. Baby, there you go.
Here
Appreciate it, man. Thank
is
you.
this.
Of course, have a good
and
one.
Your sprunks. You had 2 of them, right?
Yeah. Thank
Alright,
you.
perfect. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
of course.
Alright, we'll play the taco
Here,
song.
take this. We'll be right back. Just
Sorry.
so we have, I guess.
Play the taco song while you eat a taco. 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 Yo.
Hello, I'm about to go to bed, but did you want to talk to Faye? She mentioned that you wanted to talk to her.
Yeah, I sent her a message. She on a different number?
She got a new number when the whole Solomon thing happened, yeah.
Oh, yeah, tell her, give me a buzz.
Wait.
Alright. Well, that's awkward. I fucking hate this 50 billion number shit. Taco. Where should we chat to Faye? Maybe we should chat to Faye in the FIB building. What's another GTA interior that we can use? No, not a pier. We're gonna step up our conversation game, okay? Can't you? Piers and views are so basic. Only the elite use hidden GTA interiors. Hello?
Hi, you wanted me to
Oh,
call you?
Yeah, I was calling your wrong number.
Oh.
Are you free to chat?
Okay. Yeah.
Alright,
we'll do
what's
that
your ping?
later.
I'll ping you somewhere.
My ping is 878.
878. Alright, ping you soon.
It's
Alright, bye-bye. Write that down, chat. 878. Hello, Rutu.
Route. Oh, wait. Is this because there's another route?
No,
One
because
Rutu.
because you've lost at least one number, so now you're Rutu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
There's
How
Shane
you
2,
doing? You're
Finn
first-
2, John 2. There's a lot of 2s.
Who's John?
Stop asking questions.
Okay, well, I'll take that question back. I have questions to ask you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Better off being asked in person rather than over the phone, though.
Okay. I just gotta chat with Faye about something real quick, and then I can get you the art or something.
Yeah, nah, easy done. All right.
Alright. Give me like,
can you
yeah,
buzz
give me
when
like,
you're done?
yeah, I'll call you after. Alright, bye.
All right, bye.
Where's the interior I'm thinking of? Where is it? Aha! Oh, I thought you could hide from me, huh? Boom! Ah. Here we go. The secret hidden interior that was used once in the story mode. Boom! Boom! Yeah! Yep. Yep. Cheers, yep. Let's try. Oh, was the ping? Look at this. Look how ominous it is in here. It's so ominous. It's a little dusty. 878. No, I didn't steal it from Chatter. Alright, we need like casual, you know, it's like okay, we do whoop. Yeah. How do I make it come out? Oh, there we go. Yep, so like that. And like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're role playing, boys. Now we're role playing. Now we're freaking role playing, dude. Oh yeah. Now we're role playing, guys. Yeah, you know me, I'm all about immersive experiences. I'm all about immersion. My club. Now I have to come up with a reason why Barry's in this random random storage room. "12 goals of Epsilon." The Epsilon program. Oh yeah, I should probably save phase number. That's a good shout, innit, bruv? A2. This is a good system though, because as long as, so when you type in their name, the highest number means the most recent number. Really a genius system. It just will result in me having 50 contacts that are completely useless, but... I can't delete the old one. No, it's too complicated. What if I get confused which one the new one is? I wonder if she'll know that this is even an interior. She might be trying to get on the roof. I don't know if many people know about this. That's part of it, isn't it? That's part of the challenge. Faye's been here since 1.0. 1.0? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Boomer. The boomer. Sarif, not Faye. Oh. What was Benji T? He's joining BBMC, guys. Real and true. New leader of BBMC. For real, guys. Benji would definitely get along with the current BBMC members. 100%. I think he would fit in very perfectly. What, really? Yeah, real and true. Very real, very true. Hey.
Hi.
They fucked up my mail, so.
Fucked up your mail?
Yeah, I ordered something online.
Oh. Okay.
I went down to fucking Grime and they were like, we don't got it. And they sent me this address.
It's somewhere in one of these boxes.
You know what the Epsilon program is?
Yeah, Kiflum.
What is that?
So it's basically a religion that exists to funnel money to the people at the top of the religion.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
If you're at the top, sure.
Well, reason why scan through these boxes that we should have a chat is because you know, I've been hearing stuff about just to cut to the chase with you and Shang, and I know a while ago that there were some issues that arose as well, and I don't know if I spoke to you or him when they were first brought to my attention. But it's clear that since then, you know, it still seems like there's some heat between you guys, and I'm not here to chat and try and solve it or whatever. You know, pull a fucking collar and lock you in a shed or whatever. That's Ziggy's job. He's probably a better guy to chat to about that stuff than me, but I guess I just wanted to talk to him to try and get some perspective on what might be, you know, causing some distance between you guys or the club or whatever. And just see if there is anything I can do to maybe assist that.
So from my view, it's never been an ongoing issue. It's a series of tiny things that other people seem to kind of blow up, and then when I hear about it again, it's not what I said in the first place. If I ever hear about it again,
which is a common denominator, not only in ADMC but also the old club.
Yeah. Because I think one of the things that's come back at me is I was talking to Ed before Shane was made road captain about one of my concerns, because it was clear y'all were trying to make him road captain, was Shane isn't good at delegating. And that's something that as a road captain he should kind of be doing, because, you know, he's the one who's like getting everybody, the description is setting the pace for the club or whatever, right? But Shane is someone who will, if he can do it, he will do it. And that was a concern of mine. And then Ed was asking me for examples of something that like that could hurt with, and then I guess it just kind of went off from there. Because it's like so him doing things is great, but what I've heard from other people, from other high command, is you want people to show that if they want a role, they can do that role. If the things that they could do to prove that
Ed is minus 1,000
they're fit for that role are being done by other people,
it's Ed's fault.
Makes it more difficult for them, especially for some of the people who can't be awake as often as like myself or Shane could. So it's just like some things, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Sometimes you need to leave room for other people, and that was kind of a concern that I was raising up, and then that kind of, I guess, got twisted a little bit the next time I heard it about it. And it's just, it's shit like that. Like, it's like, I'll bring up something and it won't even be in an antagonistic way, and then it's taken in an antagonistic way. Like, Ed asked me what my problem with Remedy was. And I'm assuming that's referring to the meeting when I was just trying to get a read on how we felt about prospects and what we were looking for in prospects. And I used Remedy as, it wasn't even an example of like, she's terrible, because I know she's been working on herself. I know she's been working on her driving. I know she's been working on her skill level, but everybody in the club is familiar with what Remedy's skill level is. So she's a baseline. And so I used her as a baseline, but then I guess that got read as me attacking her, which I could tell at the meeting that people were.
Wait, was that when you brought up that thing at the meeting? Is that what that's referencing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
to
assuming.
me, that was nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's literally just, are we looking for skill improvements on prospects? What are we looking for? Is there a specific rate we're looking for? Because like, I wasn't intending to take a hanger out of a prospect, and now I've got Callie, and I just wanted to know what the metrics were and what the club's opinion on these things was. And then that was like taken as, I guess, an attack on Remedy. Like, I wouldn't even have brought it up if there'd been any prospects at the meeting. The only reason I brought it up was because it was all patch. I was kind of trying to get
whose jacket is Remedy? Is it Finn?
Ed. Ed is Remedy's jacket. Like, I don't even think that Remedy isn't like improving. Like, I know she's improving and I know she's training.
So,
I'm just curious.
That's interesting.
Are we looking for constant improvement in somebody who comes in with a low skill gap, or as a hingy? Because I know we've said as a hingy there's no skill requirement. Like, I talked to Sean, and he said absolutely no skill requirement, nothing but vibes. He doesn't even care about basic skills. So like, I was asking as a prospect, do we want to see them working on these basic skills if they didn't have them already, if they're intending to be a lab member? And I guess that was misinterpreted as me having something against Remedy.
I mean,
and I think it's just kind of.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think a lot of the Shane stuff is like shit like that. Like, I'll say something and then it'll just be misinterpreted.
Yeah. Well, even on the just to say on the prospect hang around stuff is yeah, I am aware that is a growing issue with like yeah, standards for prospects and hang arounds. So I've been told by a few people just not even like them outwardly saying there's an issue, but just saying like what our standards are for that. And it is becoming more apparent to me that a tail gunner role is maybe more needed than I originally thought. Someone that's kind of that middle ground of hang around prospect to the rest of the club that can kind of outline like who knows like what people want to see within the club, and it's kind of up to them to help whoever the jacket is of said hang around to get their hang around or prospect shown to the rest of the club, and knows ways that actually work with certain people. Like if you know me, if you fucking slam me in a fucking car with some random fucking hang around, you know, you're not gonna get anything out of me like that. You know, shit that impresses me is like shit that Ivy did recently, or even Remedy did recently, is showing initiative and building something on your own, or doing something on your own without, you know, just being told to. Because any fucking barn animal can be told to do something and fucking, you know, whatever, go and do it. But people that actually do crazy shit just because they think it'll help the club or for whatever reason, do something to the club, then, you know, I like seeing that. But everybody's different with what they see, and it's becoming more apparent that, yeah, we need more people that know what everyone's kind of thing is that they like seeing, and so that they can kind of encourage newer members to push towards that. Okay. Yeah. With the Shang stuff, ultimately, if there's without even going like further into like what issues you have had, even if it's little stuff, and what you've said now is there's been some stuff that is on the smaller side but gets blown into something bigger. One thing I remember from the old club is now forgive me if I'm wrong, Faye, and you can say that my judgment maybe of how you handle situations is incorrect, but the way I see it is you're the type of person that if you have an issue, there are points where maybe you just want to fucking rant to somebody about it and just kind of get that out of your brain, I guess, so that somebody out in the world that isn't, you know, inside your own brain can acknowledge that this thing that you're frustrated about, but it might not always necessarily be something that, you know, like a hill you're willing to die on. It's just something that, you know, you get frustrated by something, as I do. I mean, I kind of do the same. I don't really do it outside of a job, but when I'm on a job, I'll fucking scream at any cunt if they can't flip my car within 10 seconds. I'm yelling at you like you just murdered my child, right? That's kind of my out for that. Would I be incorrect in saying that may be something similar for you?
No, like I don't tend to hold on to things too much, but sometimes in the moment I do want to acknowledge that I'm just not just like crazy biased about something, or that something makes sense to somebody outside of my own head.
Yeah. So with that, I would say then, from my perspective then, I think you need to be careful with who you bring those concerns up to. And I know we've always kind of encouraged, like, you know, going to high command when there's issues and having issues solved or whatever. But I guess one thing I'm realizing with all of this, and what it's reminding me of back in the day, is sometimes where if it is an issue that isn't, again, a hill you're willing to die on, that's something that's, you know, make or break for just how you operate in the fucking club, like, we'll use the word rant for this example, but ranting to somebody about that issue, you need to be careful who you, I guess, rant to. And this isn't to say I don't want you, you know, if something is an issue to you, I don't want you withholding it from certain people because you're scared that they're gonna go tell other people. But one thing that I have told them with high command is like, yeah, like when issues get brought to them, I want them to solve it. So Edbert might have the right idea, I guess, but the execution may be losing it in terms of it becomes a whole fucking, you know, a telephone game of whispering and shit. And as we know in the past, always ends fucking poorly. So his first instinct is, oh, Faye said something to me about this that I asked about, whether he asked you or you just told him or whatever. Oh, I want to see what I can do to solve it. I'm going to try and convey it to this person. And and breach the fucking connect the fucking dots or whatever. But then something gets said wrong, or it's not conveyed the exact same way you've said it, or they're lacking context, and then it evolves into something larger than it is. So it's like, I don't necessarily want you to not tell people when you've got issues with certain things or whatever. I guess it's just about, and this is advice for myself as well, even when it comes to jobs, is just being self-aware of like, okay, I'm frustrated about this fucking thing. Is it worth ranting to somebody that I know, we'll use Edbert in this example, that is most likely going to go talk to somebody else about it and try and resolve it in their own way? Or is it worth maybe talking to somebody else about it, like Ziggy in this example? His whole point of his role for moving towards chaplain is that people should be able to come to him, and you shouldn't have to worry about shit leaking out unless it's something like super fucking serious.
Yeah.
Finn, can I call you right back? Unless you're dying.
Oh, yeah, call me back.
All right, bye.
The reason I want to add in the moment was because a while back, like I think maybe the first time Jing and I had quote unquote issues or whatever, Edbert had told me that if I had problems or whatever, I could come and I could talk to him.
Yeah.
So I went to him kind of in that spirit, and then it turned into him deciding it was an issue and kind of like digging for more.
Yeah.
And then it just, you know, like what you said happened, basically the Los Angeles telephone game.
Yeah. I mean,
and that combined with just really bad timing of everything else. And yeah, I did overreact a little bit on the pier. Like I will completely, if I saw it, I could give you 1,000 excuses. Like I was sleep deprived. I was only awake till tally push. Like it was a whole thing. But it's like, it's whatever. It happened. I did overreact on the pier.
Yeah.
That it was just like, it was never intended to be a big issue that needed a dramatic confrontation in the first place.
Yeah. Look, put it this way, Faye. I'm not surprised when someone comes to me and says, oh, this person fucking went off at me or whatever. I mean, we're fucking MC. I don't expect every person that joins this club to be all there in the fucking head. I mean, there's a reason why the club's fucking edgy as fuck or already dead, is because most people in this club are fucked in one way or another. I guess one thing I would say about if, yeah, you do get to a moment like that is you have to be careful that allowing yourself to get to that point, because you know me and you know how I kind of operate things, and people that I've fucking killed before, I've killed people over fucking 2 words they've said to me, right? And even though, of course, we're in a club and we're all blooded in and we're all, you know, there to look after each other, we are all in a fucking 1% motor club, and words can be, in the moment, result in people get fucking shot. And I don't want to see you or anybody else in the club getting shot over fucking words and shit. And that's not to say that, you know, I'm not here to argue who's valid in feeling certain ways or whatever. My job is to, you know, help stop getting it to that point. I'd rather you be yelling at some other cunt and we go shoot fucking, you know, some other gang. I'd rather it be coordinated towards that than the own club, if that had to happen. But
I almost started an instant with whoever Ray's part of. I was
Ray?
looking for sunflowers on the whole, Ray Romano. Or I was looking for sunflowers on the hill near him.
Ray
They were all gathered up there. They thought I was rolling up on them.
Oh my god! Did you say Ray Romano?
I don't know if that's his last name.
Ray Romanov?
Close
Ray Romano. Everyone loves Raymond. Yeah, I'm gonna call him that next time I see him. Yeah, look. You know how I run shit. Regardless of everything, who objectively is in the right or wrong with stuff. You know, I can't have people in my club, you know, going off at each fucking other. You know, because I mean, again, you know how people have, if people have spoken to me like that in the past. You know, sometimes even I will let my emotions get the better of me, and I'll just shoot the fuckhead in the head. Right, so you got to be careful with letting it get to that point. I'm not saying it's necessarily your fault for letting it get to that, because obviously there's other reasons as to why you got to that point that, you know, you're fucking going off or whatever, but it can just be fucking detrimental. I just want to make sure that everyone understands that, you know, so I don't wake up and I hear fucking people shooting each other and shit, because I mean that's literally happened in the old fucking club with fucking, what was it, TJ and Junior or whatever. So
Oh.
Yeah. You don't know about that?
I don't remember anything
Yeah, I don't
from
really
5
remember
years
either.
ago, Barry.
I think it was.
I literally
What?
don't
You don't
have
remember
any
anything
memory.
about BBMC?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay, I thought you got all your.
Absolutely no memories from
That's probably a better thing, honestly. It's probably we did a lot of fuck shit, Faye. I don't know if you'd be able to sleep at night if you remember.
Well, I mean, I've killed my wife and I sleep fine from that, so
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. But yeah. Look, again, I'm not the person to sit here and say who's right and wrong or whatever. All I know is that both you and Shang, regardless of positions or ranks or how long or how quickly or how short people have been here for whatever, are both... There are reasons why you are both in this club. And, you know, I know we don't personally do a lot of shit one-on-one together, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I don't respect and appreciate you in this club, and the reason why you're one of the first people to be brought back in and blooded in immediately, without question. Once, you know, you started being yourself again, you know, it was a little wild at the start when I was like, who the hell is this person? But, you know, once I recognized who you were, it was like, okay, you know, there's no vote needed for, you know, bringing Faye back, because everyone knew who you were and what you stand for in the former club, even if you don't remember. But, yeah, I don't expect, you know, everyone to be on the best terms with each other. We're a fucking MC. The reason why people are here is because we share the vision of what we want to create, and we want to build some cool shit and do fuck shit, whatever. You know, I don't need you to be best mates with fucking Shang, but what I do need is, I can't have, and, you know, even though you're a patch member now, there might be a point where, again, you could be enforcer or another role, whatever, you know, wherever the fucking club goes or whatever, but, even if it was reversed, I can't have patch members, let's say if you were enforcer today, I can't have patch members fucking yelling at your ass, and expecting you not to fucking shoot them in the head. Because I'll be honest, like, say, yeah, you wake up tomorrow, you're enforcer, it's like, if somebody comes to you and starts going off at you for whatever fucking reason, and I wake up and you tell me, oh, I shot this cunt in the head because he fucking was going off at me, I'd be like, fuck, I mean, like, fair enough, you know, it's like, we just can't have that, not just because of the role of patch to row captain, but just member to any other role, you know, because it just sets a fucking bad precedent, I think, and I don't want other people in the club thinking, oh, it's okay for people to fucking go off at, you know, other roles or high command or command or whatever. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, look, again, I've spoke to Ziggy and stuff. I don't know if I'll be there for that conversation or not, but I would like some point. I know you've probably fucking done this 50 billion times, and the last one probably ended in a yelling match or whatever. But the reason why I bring it up is because it is very important. Only because it has been brought up to me in the past, and I don't want to, like, you know, in a month's time hear about like you and Shane going back and forth again, because at that point, if we're hearing about it again and we've tried like everything in-house to try and resolve it, you know, something more drastic needs to be done. And I don't want anything like that having to happen. If it starts getting to the point where it's like hindering, where you're like, I just can't fucking be in this club with this dickhead, or vice versa, you know, we can't have a club where you know, people aren't trusting each other to make calls and all that kind of shit.
Right.
You know, it'd be, even if it wasn't you and Shang, even if it was fucking, if I woke up and I was like, I fucking hate Sean. I can't operate with him as VP. I want him fucking gone, whatever. It's like, you can't have members in your club you don't trust, you know? That's the whole point of all of this, and the whole point of all the shit we do is so that at the bare minimum we can rely on each other. You don't have to like each other. You just have to expect that they got your back. You know?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a point where I thought that Shang would have my back on the big stuff. It's just, like I said, it's just been little petty shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so my thing would be if at another point, and again, I don't expect there not to be a point, because I think it will happen to me as well on a fucking job when someone pisses me off or doesn't do something. just being aware of who that rant goes to. Because I mean, I'll talk to Edmund, I'll talk to people that, you know, spew that information around, because I don't want people I mean, it's a hard line, because it's like, on one hand, they're like, oh, I want to make sure everyone in the club knows so it's not a secret or whatever, but then I also don't want people fucking, yeah, playing these games of talking behind people's backs and being like, oh, this person said this or whatever, and then just making it a bigger thing. So it's a hard balance of like, I want the club to be aware of everything, but I also like, there's some times where a club member needs to know, if you're renting them, that it's just simply that, and it shouldn't go beyond that. The only time that kind of shit should reach, like, you know, high command or whatever, if it's like, oh, this person really fucking cannot deal with this person, and it's like, this is urgent, and he's get dealt with now, or someone's gonna get fucking killed. So it's like, yeah, my advice to you would be like, I mean, and I'm not gonna tell you who you should rant to, but, you know, I just think, if we can have it so it's somebody that doesn't spread it around without your consent, or like saying shit that you wouldn't say yourself, that's probably who you'd want to, whether that's in the club or not. If that's an outside person, I mean, again, my best bet would be Ziggy, because that's his whole point of that. But if you think that, oh fuck, if I tell anyone about in the club about this rant and I'm having a shit day or whatever, that they're gonna go tell someone else, my advice would be like, fuck, well, maybe find someone that can acknowledge it's just a rant and know that it's not going to go beyond that conversation.
Okay.
So, because look, I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's been times in the past where, back in the old BBMC days, where I've had shit, and I probably confided in fucking Colin, say some shit like, oh, this person's fucking pissing me off. But outside of that conversation, it never gets brought up again, because that's purely just what it was. Someone pissed me off in the fucking moment, whatever it was, and then it was done with. So.
Right.
You know, I don't expect people not to be pissed about shit. You're an angry fucking 1% fucking club. We're gonna be pissed about shit all the time. It's just about directing it in the right way, where it doesn't self-implode. What's up, Hoss? How you doing, man? Yeah. But yeah, one thing I would ask is, I had a quick chat with Shang. Again, I'm not trying to resolve stuff. It's not like, you know, figure out actual problems. But I told with him, I said, you know, you have to, you're road captain now. Even beyond that, you're a member of this club. You need to solve your issues with Faye. I don't expect each other to be best fucking mates, holding hands or whatever, but just to a point where you're like any other club member. So he's given me my word that, you know, whenever this chat happens with you guys and Ziggy or whatever, you know, that you try and, even if they are smaller issues, just try, if you think squaring those away helps, then fuck it, you know. I'm not good with solving the actual issues. I can only just give advice to what I think, but
no, you're good.
Ultimately it's between you and whoever to solve that. So
right.
Unless you call me crazy, then I'll probably shoot you in the head like that fucking Siobhan friend.
I have no intention of doing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if clubs call me crazy, I haven't shot them in the head. It's usually other people. And it was also just Siobhan, so I kind of want an excuse to shoot her friend, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Real quick, Ed asked me to explain to you and Sean about the vegetables. I will make it quick. So basically, it's a process of you go around the island, you gather seeds, you grow them. This can take anywhere from an hour to 8 hours, depending on the plant. It's a lot of maintenance, it's a lot of money investment, but two of the outputs that we know of so far from farming are moonshine. There's a higher quality of moonshine. There's going to be a second tier of moonshine runs. I don't know how they work yet, but they require high quality ingredients that you can only get from farming. And I know people that are going to be doing those runs that I can sell these things to and potentially make a profit that way. And then the stalls, which I know Theo in particular wants to run a stall, and Shang's talked about it before, but I don't know if that's just Shang saying things or if he actually wants to run a stall. But the higher quality ingredients that those stalls have, the better meals and food that they can provide. So there's going to be a market there as well. So I've been going into the farming and trying to grow certain cultivars and certain kinds of plants to get see if there's a market or an advantage for that we can access.
Listen, I would love I'd like nothing more than a fucking store where I can consistently get fucking food. So if that's something that you guys can actually work into, I don't give, you can have the top floor of the fucking Southside house and just turn to a farm for all I care. You know, it's like If there's something where we can get high quality food without having to fucking go through fucking the dickheads in senior buns or whatever, like fuck, like I got no issues with that. I'll fucking get half the club dressed as farmers to help you out if it means fucking getting food that doesn't taste like shit. So
for now I'm just investing my own money and it's all right. It's just you know, it also feeds into your program of making the club swell because it's high quality food, high quality gains, right?
Oh, 100%. I see it. Yeah, we'll put it this way. If you can prove that there's something to, like, there's a way to make money, or at the very least, it's super beneficial for the club, then I'm more than happy to tell the others, like, hey, let's start putting some money towards this so you can make it, like, a bigger thing than just what you would be able to achieve with your own funds, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, I will let you know when that pans out.
Wait.
Anything else?
No, that's all I had.
All right, well, hopefully you find your mail.
Yeah, hopefully. Barry Benson does it again. God, he's good. Barry Benson saves the day again. It was all Edbert's fault. I've analyzed the problem. It was Edbert. How does he do it? It was, alright guys. How come you didn't shoot? Oh, you missed the shooting, Hoss. You've missed it. I've already shot one member in the head. Yeah. You've missed one already. I don't want to shoot Faye in the head. She's an OG. She's been around too long. I don't want to shoot Faye or who the fuck is this? I've texted someone. Hello, person I've texted before.
Oh, you're a cunt.
Edbert!
Tell me you
there
don't have
he
my number
is.
saved?
No, I've got it saved. It's just... Well, I was just saying that I've texted you before. Is that...
It's a weird thing to say out loud.
It's not a weird thing to say.
That
at
is
all,
a really
in
weird thing to
fact.
say.
That is not a weird thing to say at all.
Right, can you give me a lift from Toya to apartments? I need to repair my gauntlet.
Yes, I can. Edbert 2.
Toyard.
Edbert 2 is the number I have you saved.
Edbert
as, so.
2? What?
Well,
you know
you're definitely
another
not
Edbert?
You're definitely not the original Edbert, because that number ends in 1786. So you are Edbert 2, which I had you saved as.
You saying I'm a clone?
I'll be at the Toyard. See you soon. Alright, let's go yell at Ed. Oh, Finn wants to chat as well. God. Oh, cool. And fuck me, cunt! Something happens in the winds. It's like when the club knows Barry's in talk mode. They like know. They can like smell it. Hello?
I have an idea, Twinkles. I have a question for you, Mr. Barry.
Hey, what's up?
I
Did you
want
get
to
a new
go
number,
into...
Kirk? I saved your fuck.
No. Phones are just...
Okay.
goofy.
Is that happening for you? I swear to God,
All the
every
time.
person
I
that
never know
calls,
who's
I'm
calling me.
gambling and I'm like, hello, person I maybe... Yeah, alright.
I just answer the phone and go, who the fuck is this every time now? Because I just never know.
Alright, I
yeah.
might start doing that. Yeah. What's up, Kirk?
I'm just wondering if I would like to spit a business proposition that you might have heard before. I don't know, but I want to see if you're interested.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be interested in purchasing lump sums of dirty money, not giant sums, maybe like a couple times a month?
I can definitely hook you up with that, yeah. I've got...
To do 80-20?
What, so say for like, what, 10 grand, you'd get like 8 grand clean, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I'll put, yeah, 80 cents on the dollar.
I'll double check, but I think we've done deals like that in the past. I'll confirm with that, but yeah, I know we definitely buy. Yeah, I can get best price we can do for. I don't want to lock it in, but I'm pretty sure that's usually around what we buy for. So I'll double check that.
I'll do 75-25 too. I'd even, if need be, I'd work 70-30.
Okay, no, I'll make it I'll make it fair for you.
Sweet.
How much?
Sweet,
Yeah. How much roughly are you trying to fuck off?
Well, it'd be a lot, to be honest.
Do you have
with
like a consistent amount, or is it usually just random lump sums? You
It'd
get?
be a consistent amount, and we wouldn't want to drop it to you more than like I don't know, once a week or so we don't fucking overwhelm you and shit, and have a bunch of people calling like, "Will you buy my buddy?" Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
for sure.
Probably be anywhere between like 100, 200, maybe a couple hundred thousand.
like that. God damn.
You take 20-25% off top. Boom.
Yeah, we can easily do that. Yeah, let me talk to my guys. I'll confirm a number, but yeah.
Cool, baby. I
Are you
appreciate you.
looking to try and get fucked off like ASAP or what?
Well, not really. If I'm being honest with
consistently.
you, we have turned into we're selling weed all day. All of us, all day. Just all day. Every single one of the clowns, we're just going to stand here and sell weed all fucking day. So we can finally buy a house.
Yeah, no.
We can finally feel things.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll give me like a day or two, but yeah, we can we can sort something consistently up. I'll pass it on to.
Okay.
Yeah, if I don't call you back, it'll either be Edbert or Shang, and they'll organize it. But I should be around anyway.
I
so.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries,
Thank
Cookie.
you.
All right, we'll
You're
talk
the
soon,
best.
all right?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, Horace? How you been, man? Sorry, there's a lot of shit going on. I saw you kicking the shit out of some guy on Twitter. I mean, there was pads, but you know, I know a good fucking strong kick when I see one. You know, you're looking at a guy that used to do Muay Thai for a small period of time. Yeah, that was me. You're probably going through the phase right now. Anytime you do combat sports where you think you can take on anybody and you actually look for opportunities to beat someone up. And then, you know, you realize that's a stupid thing to do. But, yeah, it's fun, though. It's fun. Of course. Don't do that. Like, you know, you start going to bars and you're like, bro, if I got in the fight right now, bro, left, right, uppercut, TP him, fucking kick him back, guys, it's over. But, you know, you never actually end up doing it. Rose in the city on his day off. Loser. Doesn't Whippy not stream today? Hello?
Listen here, bitch. Okay.
Oh, whoa, what's with the hostility? What is this about?
But look.
Okay, I'm looking.
I know it's my day off. Why are you
agree.
making fun of me?
I'm not. Oh, also, do you want some tea? It's related to you, so I'll give it to
company
you.
disbanded?
Yeah, I know this isn't true. I called Benji. I was like, you got to give me... I gave him tea back in the day of shit was happening. He's like, yeah, I'm going to join the BBMC as co-leader, so... I just want to say congratulations, D, on your new co-leader.
That's a lie.
That
is a lie.
No, it sounded very real, D, so I just wanted to get an early congratulations in for you.
Look, I already tried to poach him, okay? Look, he told me to keep dreaming.
Hello.
He told me to keep dreaming.
Give me one sec,
Hello.
but... yeah, no, look, I'm sure to work out, D. Yeah, I don't know if they're actually forming Seaside again, but I caught him on an unknown number when he wouldn't give me tea and just played the P Money song Seaside to him, so... yeah, just
I don't think they're starting I don't think they're in Seaside again because some of them have already gotten invites from Hydra. So and a lot of people who were previously Seaside and like BSK and Rust, they've already like either started a new gang or like joined like the Manor or the Besties. Like they've all divided.
Right.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. So there's no one like regoose.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, you know, just you know, I just like talking shit on Twitter, so.
I see you talking shit.
But I mean, also touch grass because it's kind of sad.
What do you mean, touch grass?
Anyway.
know about you. 33 is your prime,
That's
all right?
pretty ancient. That's ancient. Edbert, I'm
33?
sorry.
That is old as fuck.
That's not. That's.
See?
Aren't you 36?
Yeah, I'm like 30 something.
Yeah, that's pretty old as well.
Anyway. You're looking better, Rue.
Well,
Alright.
thank you, Edbert.
Wait, do you need to chat about something, Edbert?
Yeah. It's nothing too serious. I was just curious.
We're working on the gun deal. The guy went to bed too early yesterday.
Oh,
to,
right. Yeah,
sort
nice.
the gun deal. And don't forget to go and have those talks you need to have, because you said you hadn't had them yesterday.
Oh, come over here, 1 second.
You say me or Rue?
You.
Oh, okay.
Come back to talk. I just stand real still for a second. Hold on, just gotta give you something. Fucking days!
Ah, what the fuck?
I had these little chats. You know what I learned, Edbert, is that somebody doesn't understand the differences between some people's rants and what the hill they actually want to die on. Apparently, so okay, cut all the shit aside from the face stuff because that still sounded absolutely fucked. I did chat with Faye about some of the smaller stuff before that started, and I'm not saying this is the solution to it, but it is part of the problem. Is that, and I told this to her as well, is that people in the club need to be careful about who they bring up smaller issues to that aren't actually that big to them, because if they bring up to high command, you're going to have people like yourself that are going to assume, oh, she's coming to high command, I, of course, need to go and talk to others and make sure this issue doesn't build into something else. But instead of that happening, when it becomes an issue that she herself claimed that wasn't a big deal to begin with,
okay, no.
A rant turns into something.
Nope. We're gonna go talk about this. Get in the car.
No, I'm not talking about this any longer. That's Ziggy's thing.
Oh no. If you're gonna say that to me, no, we're gonna talk about this. Ain't no fucking way you're gonna stand there and tell me I misinterpreted what she just said, or that it wasn't a big deal, or anything like that. I'm not letting these fucking lights go on any longer.
I'm not saying anything in particular. But let's use the remedy thing for example. Okay, during the meeting, right? Apparently there was some shit she said during a meeting about remedy that was taken in a way.
Right.
Apparently she was bringing up, like, trying to bring up a thing in general about prospects and hangarounds. It was taken as like a stab at remedy specifically.
Right, let me guess. Hold on, Barry. Let me guess. The excuse you were given was, oh, I was just making an example out of this. That's not what I meant. Is that what you heard?
Not specifically, no.
Okay, so it was something along the lines of an example was being made. It wasn't actually directed at that person. Do you know how many times that excuse has been used, Barry? More times than I can fucking count. But no, I'm not going to just stand here and listen to you say, oh, you misinterpreted. Oh, she was just coming to you to rant. Fuck no, Barry.
So...
No.
But if so... Okay, but here's the thing. If somebody says, right, later that this issue wasn't a big deal, then they have no ground to stand on when that comes to the surface, right? So if they, in the moment, say something and they're ranting to you, whatever, you gotta tell other people to solve it, right? But then she comes to me and says, oh, that wasn't a big issue to begin with. If I hear anything talked about that again, then I know, oh, but you said before you were just ranting. So either it's a miscommunication of how she's conveying shit or how you're interpreting it. It's either or, or it could be both. And I just don't care enough about it.
Okay, that's fine. I have been caring about this for months on end. I've been the go-to between Faye and Solomon. Okay? Faye and Shang. Even Rue copped a bit of smoke from Faye recently. So no, I'm not misinterpreting anything, Barry. I'm the one, the only high command who hasn't wanted to fucking rip her head off for the last few months. Because she is pissed on every other relationship she has had. She's had a go at everyone in this fucking club so far. So no, Barry, I'm not gonna let you tell me I'm misinterpreting this when I'm the one who's been dealing with it for months. I'm the one that's been keeping the fire lit under Faye and keeping her safe, helping people understand her fucking mental position. But enough's enough, Barry. Clearly, whatever kind of conversation you have had with her She's fed you exactly what you need to hear. All right? Here is your example for why this isn't a misinterpretation. If this was a misinterpretation, why did she blow up at Shang within seconds of seeing him? And if you're really happy to have club members go around behind each other's back and shit talk each other, and slap a nice little coded label of saying that this is no, you're not. You're not, Barry. You're essentially allowing this to happen.
How am I encouraging people to shit talk each other when I
you
just told you?
me that I misinterpreted ranting.
I
Barry,
told you that if somebody comes to you saying something and you go to Shang and you say, "Oh, do you know what Faye is saying about you?" That is not a proper way to solve that issue. That is adding fuel to it. That's what's been conveyed to me.
By who?
I don't know. Shang, Faye, whoever.
So Shang told you that I went to him and said, "Oh my god, you know what?"
Somebody told me that you came to them and told them about something that Faye said instead of letting Faye say that thing. That's what I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop this middlemanning of conveying information between people instead of just having electing someone to be the person that they talk to and it being done with. Instead of somebody coming.
That is what I've been trying to get people to do since we started this club, Barry.
So what happened then after Faye brings something to you? What was like your step after that? So Faye said she came and spoke to you.
The very first time Faye came to me, I told her to go talk to Shang. You know what happened? No conversation.
Oh yeah.
No conversation, just more comments. The second time she came to me, do you know what I told her to do? Go talk to Shang. Do you know what happened? No conversation. The third time, Barry, I'm gonna let you guess that one. Could you imagine what happened that time? So no, Barry, I wasn't going to allow the continuous bullshit to go on. She came and made some very big claims about Shang. Now, it's only fair as a leader to hear out both sides before you come to any kind of informed decision. Is that correct?
Sure.
Right. So I went and heard the other side because Faye had said some very big claims, okay? That he was excluding people from Heist. That he was specifically shit-talking her, right? Making moves against her to keep her out of things. That he was a favoritism, nepotism baby. These are big claims, Barry. These are claims I take serious when I hear one patch say it about another patch. So I went to Shang, and I gave him his fair side of the argument as well. Shang said his piece, and I said, you and Faye need to talk.
But here's the thing before that point, though.
Hold on. You need to hear the end of what I'm saying so you can fully comprehend it, because you just made a claim about something. I'm going to give you the context of that claim.
Go ahead.
So that you don't make the mistake of making that claim again. I told Shang, call Faye, have a conversation, right?
Which at that point though you've already tried to do 3 times, just so I'm clear.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Correct,
okay.
correct. And at that point, we hadn't been able to do anything else because we had no evidence so far. We all agreed on this the other day when yourself, Sean, and myself stood in that shed and talked about it. We all agreed that we haven't been able to do any kind of action because there's no evidence. It's he said, she said. So Shang said, can you stay here and monitor the conversation? I said, sure. Maybe this time I'll get some fucking evidence. And sure enough, within seconds, I had evidence of everything that Shang has been saying. Everything. So no, Barry, I'm not going around talking to people and going like, oh my God, this person said this. I am constantly trying to get people to talk to each other.
I'm not saying you're not trying, but indirectly you are. I'm not. You're coming. It's like I'm attacking what you're doing. I just think how you've approached one portion of this is wrong, and that portion is number one. You were brought. You said previously that there were 3 different occasions where you tried to get them to talk to each other on their own accord, and it didn't work. And your solution the 4th time was to call them and say to do that. Right. So obviously that's not going to work. So I don't even know why that's an option in the first place. Number 2, even though this isn't your intent, you are still, by telling Shang Faye's side of the story, even though you're trying to just take that next step and get them to talk, you're still being fed information by Faye and conveying it to Shang from Faye instead of just forcing that conversation without you giving him context of Faye saying and saying, Faye told me this, you need to have a conversation, is still adding fuel to the fire. That's the problem you're not seeing. Your solution is correct, is forcing them to talk to each other, whatever, or sort it out with whoever. But that small moment before they have that conversation, you feeding Shang info from Faye that isn't from her mouth and it's from your idea of what she's saying to you is still conveying the wrong idea that Faye is saying that she's doing, whether that's true or not. Again, this isn't about whether Faye's right or wrong or Shang's right or wrong, whatever. It's about if they're saying something, and especially saying something to me, once I hear it now, and now that I've heard it from both points, if they say that point again, they have no room to stand on. And if I hear any of the points that they brought up at any point, I immediately say, you said that wasn't an issue when it began, when we began, and that's it. There's no conversation after that because you've just conveyed to me that these were small issues. That's the problem here, is that you're doing the right thing by getting him to talk, but even just that small conversation beforehand is still, you're still changing Shang or Faye or whoever's perspective on it because you're still giving them information instead of just letting the whole conversation happen with them or with an outside party like fucking Ziggy or whoever.
No, I disagree, Barry. I'm sorry. I heavily disagree with what you're saying right now.
Okay.
You're essentially saying that if these people, what she's saying shouldn't be able to be portrayed to the other side. If one side says something, we shouldn't be able to portray to the other side and attempt to mediate the situation. You're essentially saying if they don't go deal with it themselves, fuck them off. It'll just continue to bubble. We've tried that. We've been trying that for months. Something had to be done. So yes, I went to one side because if you're going to come and make some claim about a patch member, I'm going to go speak to that patch member and find out what's going on. In the same way that she had made claims, or people had made claims before about Solomon and his girlfriend, the cop, right? I went and directly spoke to Solomon about it to get his side. Because that's what you do. That's the fair thing to do. If you hear one side, you have to hear the other side. It's not warping someone's mind to tell them what someone else said. Because frankly, Barry, if you say someone behind someone's back, I would expect in this club, you have enough fucking balls to say to their fucking face. So whatever you tell me, I should be able to tell anyone else in this club. Right?
You can expect that, but that's never going to be how it is. That's just the reality. Not everyone is going to speak to the same way that they speak to you or whoever else, the same way that they're going to speak to somebody that they're pissed off with. That's just reality. That happened in old BBMC, that's going to happen in AMC, it's going to happen forever. People just communicate different ways. Communication will never be perfect.
Your suggestion is breaking down communication then. Your suggestion is breaking it down. If the two individuals
it's the complete opposite.
No, I don't think so.
My suggestion is to not feed information from somebody else to somebody else before you say, hey, speak to each other. And if on the first 3 attempts you try to let them do their own thing and solve it themselves and that doesn't work, you tell them both, hey, if you do not have this conversation, it will be left up to high command's ruling and one of you will be fucking dealt with, or both, or whatever. You need to give them that ultimatum of, if you guys can't handle it yourself and it's clear there's still issues, it'll be dealt with. And you don't need to
I've given them that ultimatum though, Barry. Around the 4th round, we're on round 5 or 6, by the way. Around the 4th round, they finally had a chat. And apparently it was cleared up, and it was, oh yeah, no, we're good. We're on working terms. It'll be fine. And I told both of them very clearly that this only ends with one of them staying in the club if it keeps coming back. I told them that very, very fucking clearly. The ultimatum was given. And then this has happened. So I've done that, Barry. I've followed the steps. I've been down this path. I've done everything I can. There is literally nothing left I could do. I understand where you're coming from, but you're coming extremely late into this with a lack of overall context.
So me coming with a fresh perspective is worse than trying 4 times with no avail, because as you said, you've tried 4 times to solve this and it's still not dealt with. Whereas
I'm not saying it's worse, but you're taking hard stances with a lack of context, and then basically saying like, "Oh no, you've gone and done this wrong." When
I'm saying that I believe Faye that when she says that there are moments that she's gonna act out and say shit. Do I think that everything that Faye has said up until this point, she still believes in at this exact point? No, and I doubt you believe that as well. Do you believe that everything that she's argued or yelled at you or either Shang, she still holds and still stands on and is willing to die for?
In terms of what? Like what kind of points are we talking about?
Whatever fucking yelling match they had on the fucking pier or whatever. Do you think everything that was said there, yelled, that she's not apologetic for and still believes even after the heat of the moment? My thing is I'm trying to bring up is the difference between what people say when they're pent up on a fucking emotions and sleep deprived or whatever the fuck and they're angry about small things versus when they've got a clear mind how they think. because those are two very different things. And if you expect them to be the same person in an MC of all places, there's going to be times where people get heated and they don't always necessarily mean exactly that. Sure, there could be some truth to that, and I absolutely believe there is truth to it. That's why there's an issue that is still here that isn't dealt with just because I've spoken to them. Don't think that it's all cleared up and dealt with. But to say that someone speaking in the heat of the moment and saying shit is going to be the same feeling they have a week after, I disagree with.
No, I understand. No, I agree with you there, right? I agree that if someone has an outburst, right, it might not be what they're thinking. They're emotional. They're overloaded with information. So if something comes down, they don't mean it. But when this kind of behavior has been happening for 4 months plus, and it's not just been directed to one individual, but many individuals in this club, when it's getting to a point where people are starting to actively avoid this person, yeah, I actually start to believe then that their little outbursts are actually what they're trying to say. They just don't have the balls to say it regularly.
Yeah, I don't know where nobody said it's not an issue. This isn't a solved issue. There's still, the statement we made in the shed still stands. I'm just bringing to you the context of there are some things that I believe that someone will bring to the wrong person, and that's not even just you. I think sometimes people rant to the wrong people, and then those people go tell other people what that person said, and it just adds fuel to the fire for literally no reason. And if you disagree with that, that's literally what half of BBMC was back in the day. It's half the reason why 3 people got blooded out even after I appealed to these specific people. Let's use Antonio and fucking Ellie for a fucking example, right? I appealed to both of them as much as fucking possible. And you know what ends up happening? They both want to fuck off. Because why? Because there's underlying fucking issues that they don't speak about.
Mm-hmm. Which is why we're making a firm stance now that we have evidence. So we don't ever have that, you know, incident happen again. We don't have a repeat of that.
No, nobody's saying there is an issue. There's absolutely an issue. I'm just trying to stop this constant, like, and it's on Faye and on Shang or whoever to say as well that people need to be more cautious about if they are trying to claim that it is a rant and it is true. Again, I'm not saying whether it's true or not, but if they're going to say to me, I'm always going to trust what somebody says to me, whether you believe that people lie to my face or not. One thing that I always do is trust at least in their word until I'm proven otherwise. Until something has happened in front of me that I'm proven otherwise. I understand that you've had a different experience with this shit, okay? But you've known me long enough now. I don't believe in something until I see it or it fucking happens to me. And when it does, I take great effect in it. That I'm going to trust their word that it's a smaller issue, right? And if it pops up again and I say, well, last time you said this was a smaller issue, then it's done. There's no conversation there. It's just literally dealt with on the fucking spot. And
but that's what I'm telling you, right? Is you and I are very similar in that vein. Is like you are someone who needs to see it to believe it. I saw it, Barry. I'm telling you, I saw it. I believe it. I believe that there is a lot of issues, and a lot of them are not coming from Shang. I do not think that this is something that is ever going to go away, unfortunately. The amount of conversations, the amount of, yes, okay, oh, wow, that's really good information. Thank you so much. I'm going to take that on board. I'm going to do better. And the same cycle repeating over and over again.
So if that's your stance is you should go shoot her in the head.
That did not come out of my mouth.
If you think
my stance is she's on her last chance.
What did we say in the garage? If we think it's something that's never going to change, it needs to be dealt with. So either you do believe in that, and you think it's never going to change. If your judgment is that that's never going to change, then why are you even attempting to do anything else? Because that your efforts are futile. It should be we should be removing one of these people.
It's never going to change with the cycle that's been going on. This Ziggy thing is the last chance. It's the last stop. There's no more stations after this. The train fucking ends. It terminates. That's it.
Nobody has said otherwise. I don't know where you're getting confused with that. My thing that I'm bringing up to you is from my perspective is that while I understand you're trying to resolve it, and this is directed at you because it's something that was just brought up recently, this remedy shit or whatever, okay? This goes for literally everybody in the club, and next meeting I'll probably fucking bring it up, is if it's both on the person who is ranting and the person that's getting ranted at to be self-aware enough to understand, is this a fucking heat of the moment, this guy's fucking just pissed? Or is this something that's actually serious that this person is still going to feel in a week's time? I need to go tell someone in the club so we can solve this. Because there's a very big difference between those two things. An example being, the difference between me talking to somebody a week after, let's say a fucking vault job. You've been on plenty of vault jobs with me. I've yelled at you and more than other people. I've yelled at people like they literally fucking stabbed me in the fucking throat because they can't flip my car. Okay? If somebody joined our comms during a big job, you'd think I'm your worst fucking enemy if I'm getting pissed because someone can't pick me up in a car or flip my fucking car or unbox me or whatever. But if you have the conversation with me a week later, whatever, oh, are you pissed at Finn because you couldn't flip your car? Of course fucking not. But in the moment, I'm fucking yelling at him like I literally want to strangle the cunt. And that's the difference I need people in this club understanding, is that you can't expect people, especially like Faye, that's been through all that shit, or like you that's been through as much shit as you have been through, to cognitively communicate well. Nobody in this. People need to stop expecting that people in this club are going to communicate like normal fucking human beings. We're not humans. We're literally terrorists. Nobody in this club is going to communicate their feelings effectively. The best thing you can fucking do is know the difference between what's heat of the moment conversation and what's something they actually are trying to stand on and die on. Those are the differences you need to know.
Fully understand that, right? If you think this is the only time someone comes to me and talks to me about something, that's crazy, right? The amount of people that okay, well, that's what I'm saying, right? I know the difference between what is someone just getting something off their chest and cooling down, and what is someone proposing this as a club problem.
Well, I don't
this
know
was
if you,
not
I don't
just
know if you
a...
do. So it's either in this instance, let's use this instance as example. It's either Faye's lying straight to my face, and if you genuinely believe that, then that's fine, and we can go from there. But she's saying that some of the smaller things she brought up to you weren't as big of a deal as being that should have been brought to like Shang before they had their convo. That was what was communicated to me. So either she's just lying straight up to my face, and you think
so she's telling you that telling you that when she came to me, these were meant to be small problems that she never intended, to go anywhere, and this was just her getting it off her brain? Is that what you're telling me?
At least
she phrased all of this as this was a small thing.
That's how it seems.
Okay, yeah, she lied to your face then, Barry. Yeah, she lied to your face. She came to me as a club problem. She came to me and said, "This is an issue. Shang is doing this, and this." Okay. Getting something off your chest is akin to, oh, Shang left the milk out of the fridge again. When you come to me and you say this person is actively harming the club by not including people on heist, by running off and doing things on their own, Barry, that's not just getting something off your chest, right? That is, you are coming with a club issue. So I do know the difference between the two, because there are plenty of conversations I've had with plenty of people in this club where the conversation never goes beyond that one, right? Because they just needed something to cool themselves down. I'm telling you, this was a club complaint.
Okay.
You know me, Barry. You know I've always been the one that's like, back in the day, right? Me and Teach, the dude high command. I was the emotional one. He was the logical one, right? This is my fucking specialty. I'm telling you, I've tried everything with them. And that conversation was not a fucking, oh, let me just rant about someone for a little bit. That conversation was, this is a club issue, right? Everything that was brought up is a club issue. They're not personal issues. Heists are club issues. Moving club property is a club issue. Favoritism and avoidance of punishment is a club issue. None of these are personal issues, Barry. So this entire thing, not just some small thing that she didn't want to have to go anywhere.
All right, that's what you believe. I mean, yeah. That'll get brought up and addressed to us.
Fucking hate it's gotten this far, but I'm not going to stand here and listen to essentially slander or lies. Like, no, the story keeps changing day in, day out to avoid punishment or ramifications to things. And enough is enough.
All right. CRP Baz? Oh, no worries.
Did you get a chance to speak to Shang as well?
Hmm? Yeah. Oh, I believe a lot of... Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him. I believe a lot... It's not like I don't believe a lot of the shit he's saying. I think... it's not like I don't believe that Faye said to you or him or whoever that he doesn't bring people on jobs. And I disagree with that, absolutely. I don't think Shang's excluding people at all. I think if even there's a situation where people are on jobs consistently a lot, it's just because they're the ones awake. There have been a lot of times where I've been on a job and it's just the same people awake, so we're like, oh, let's just grab whoever the fuck's around.
Oh, yeah. No. That's not why I brought up Shang. It's not.
I
it's
don't.
more so.
There's not.
when
I
he
can't
talked to me
even
the other
really.
day.
I can't even really say a point that I disagree with Shang on. I don't disagree that comments that Faye said are completely unfounded. I said that to her in the thing. Like some of the stuff I'm hearing just doesn't really make sense to me. But you know, I'm gonna trust when people talk to me one-on-one what they say. And if somebody says to me that there are some of these smaller things that weren't meant to be a bigger thing, but you're saying that you genuinely believe that they were approached that way, but maybe she's backpedaling because it's being confronted, then that's something I can, something I'll take on.
The thing is, like, I've had that conversation with her, right? Like, I had the conversation where we make this breakthrough, and she's like, okay, next time it's, you know, I'm going to improve, and then it just never improves. So yeah, enough has to be enough eventually. And it's just, now it feels like it's pulling in more people, and it's just becoming a center for destruction. And like I said, when we...
one thing I will say though, like, yeah, if in future two people aren't talking, I think allowing them to start the conversation is a lot better than, say, being like, Faye tells you something, you go say, hey, Shang, I need to talk. I've heard, you know, Faye's been saying this, yada, yada, and starting the conversation with their words through your mouth, and then allowing them to talk, I think that's going to put them immediately into a negative or a defensive position where the way they're communicating, they're already on the back foot being like, oh, there's no way that happened. It's better just to let them talk, see if it lines up with what you've already heard, then use that information, and maybe not even in the same conversation, use both points you brought up, and then either be like, okay, I need both of them to talk or whatever. But if you come into that conversation saying, oh, this is what this person said, what is your response to this? It's the same thing as anybody else in the club, you know, doing these telephone games, whispering around, being like, oh, did you hear what this person said about you? How do you feel about this?
No, I fully agree with that. That's why, like I said, the first couple times this happened, I pushed them to talk to each other first.
Yeah. Look, some
half
people
because
will
I
be
just didn't want to be involved,
that,
or you know, the other half not. This time it was, you know, I specifically, you know, was approached with this, and we had tried that, you know, method many times before. Ever since, you know, you made me first 5 in high command, that has been my stance, because I've learned from the mistakes we made in BBMC. I've learned from that shit. And I know that, like, you know, being the go-between, one, sucks for the fucking go-betweener, but two, it just muddies things up. But when the two parties won't talk and just won't resolve it, like, yeah, that's when you have to be a mediator. That's when you have to be that person.
And why do you think?
Yeah, like,
why do you think Colin threw people in sheds? You know?
Yeah, I know. I used to make fun of it, but I get it. You know, like, eventually, like, people just don't want to take that first step forward, and that's what we tried. We tried to have them take the first step forward each time without going to either or and be like, hey, fucking, you know, this person said this, like, what's going on here? Like, tell me what's happening. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to be that guy. We're all too fucking busy for that shit. But again, like I said, I tried that once or twice. It didn't work. So I had to be that guy, as shitty as it is, as unfavorable as it is. I don't want to have to be the fucking mediator. I want to believe that everyone's adult enough to be able to resolve their issues and respect each other enough.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where the core of this came from. There was an immense lack of respect from one individual to not just one other person now, but multiple. That's the core of all of this.
Have you conveyed this to Ziggy?
Yep. Had a chat with Ziggy on the dam. The same day it happened. I specifically stayed up late to speak to Ziggy.
Well, even these points you've said, you should just make sure that those are conveyed to him if you are unsure about if they were in that convo before they talk. Because I've made it clear to both of them that, again, if it's not solved in their convo with him, whether I'm there or not, to listen in.
That was the only thing I didn't tell Ziggy, because we hadn't talked to the
I've
two
told
individuals.
Ziggy if the conversation doesn't resolve the situation, then it becomes out of their hand. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Sorry if I sounded like fucking angry at you. I'm not. It's just.
Don't apologize, sweetheart. You're fucking hot. I don't. No. I'm not even here.
People to respect each other.
Don't be a fucking bitch, Edver. Okay, we can argue.
This is
I
your
literally.
car, by the way.
Huh?
This is your car. If you're gonna walk away to the other one and try and do like a.
No, I'm talking to Rue. She's. Oh, she was in here.
All right. I'm gonna do a money run.
You don't have to say sorry for doing your fucking job.
All right. Fuck you then, cunt. How about that?
All right. I don't get, after all this time, people think that Barry, like, will hold on to an aggression of, like, after a rough convo. It's like, Barry wants Edbert to say that. Barry wants Edbert to be like, no, this is actually how the perspective is. Because Barry is self-aware that he doesn't always have perspective on stuff. And I feel like that's the downfall of most leaders in the city, is where it's like, oh, you said something that I don't agree with? Oh, no. It's like, I'm going to bring up my points, you can bring up your points. That's how a conversation should happen, not I'm right. La 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 la. No, I'm right. 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 I'm right.
I just had a bike accident. How are you?
Oh. You still talk?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's good. All right, I'll be in the yard. All right.
All right, I'm on the way. I'll be
All right, see you soon.
running
Don't
there.
die on the
All right,
way.
see
I
you
don't want to
soon.
have to deal with that. All right, bye.
Try not to. God.
What do you think, chat? After you've probably had the best perspective. So you've heard, you've heard it from our POVs. Okay, try not to use somebody else's POV, because obviously there's information you can get from other streams. From Barry's point of view, who do you think is like
Still in one piece.
has the best understanding of it out of Shang Fei? Oh, that's probably the wrong wording.
How have you been doing?
Do you think any one of those people is lying to Barry or has a misunderstanding of Barry? Of the conversation, of the thing to Barry, I guess. Or do you think everyone's just... Yo.
First of all, I was gonna ask you...
Dundee's probably...
Before I ask this, how have you been doing? You been doing alright?
He's asking me if I'm okay.
Yeah.
Don't ask me if I'm okay. Okay. I'm great. I'm always great. You should always assume that I'm great unless I tell you otherwise.
Right. Easy done. I was gonna ask you as well, in regards to prospects, what kind of stuff do you want to see them working on or be fluent in?
I mean, basic one is always stuff we do on the fucking daily. I mean, reality is we're a motor club, so driving is always just... Not even, like, you don't have to be the best fucking racer, but just being able to fucking save people when I scream on the radio, I'm being chased, whatever. Outside of that is just initiative to do shit. The thing that's impressed me the most with... Was it Ivy and Remedy recently? Is Ivy doing some shit with fucking Siobhan, fucking, you know, doing all that shit, and then Remedy has been setting up, like, gun deals and shit. That's the kind of shit I want to see. I want, like... a fucking prospect or some shit being like, I've set up this thing or I've done this thing. Like, that's not something that they've just been told to do. You know, I said this, who did I say this? It was like either Faye or fucking Edbert or something. You know, we don't want just people in this club that, oh, I can tell you to go push weed for 2 hours. Oh, you push weed for 2 hours. Nice. Alrighty. You know, it's like, I want them to, you know, of course it's good for them to do shit we tell them, but you want them to find ways to kind of still make their own mark in the city, I guess. I don't want a bunch of I want people that want to build up the club, but also, you know, build up themselves within the city, you know? Because that ultimately is the biggest benefit for the club, is when we fill the club with people that have their own relationships, have their own connections, have all this shit, and then they bring it to the club and we all use it, you know? So yeah, just do it. Just do it. Doing shit for the sake of doing shit, because it's like, I want to be, like, remembered in this city. I want to, you know people. I want to do this, that, the other. So just shit like that. It's not something really specific I want, but just, yeah, I don't know. Just try and look at, like, if you look at, like, every club member now, I still think that, like, every member brings, like, something. They've got initiative and something. Not every member is the most motivated to fucking shoot or go farming or rob a bank or do this. But everyone's kind of got their thing where it's like, yeah, if I want to do this thing, I go to this person. And that's what I want, is I want people to have, like, their thing and be motivated to do that thing.
Okay, yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I'm just trying to track down what people wanted to see from prospects, I guess Ivy in my instance, and figure out what I can do to help her out in terms of getting to...
I was doing very well. Honestly, at this point, Honestly, at this point, it's just a bit more, for lack of a better term, time. Not in the sense of like, oh, it's purely just a waiting thing, but it's more so like time in the sense of if she stays on like the trajectory she's in, I don't see her not being blooded in, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. I'm also working with her confidence as well. Want to have a boost in confidence, so.
Yeah. Oh, one thing with Ivy and Remedy, since they got fucking rolled up and robbed, something, a bit of gun etiquette, knowing when to pull and when to not. And again, I wasn't there for the situation when they got robbed by the fucking crowbars or fucking wrenches or whatever, but I would expect for the most part if I don't want my members getting rolled by fucking wrenches when they got a gun, so making sure they put themselves in positions to not have that happen would be great.
Wait, did they get robbed with crowbars?
Wrenches or something, I don't know. It wasn't a gun.
Serious?
Yeah. I don't know if it was, don't quote me on who it was, but
God.
I swear it might have been Ivy and Remedy, I want to say. We tracked down the car and took us like 30 seconds and we took him up on a hill. We got one of the guns back. I'm still waiting on the call from the other one, but yeah. Who would I speak to? Probably speak to Ed Bird about that.
Yeah, I'll speak to Ed,
there.
but I'm going to be linking Ivy up with Kelly so she can start learning gun training from him because that's what he wants to be doing.
Okay. Yeah, it's not even like, how to actually use the gun, whatever. Like, there's only so many things you can do within the city to kind of train for that. But the biggest one is like gun etiquette. It's like they should know, like, in a situation, right? If we're having a conversation with, say, another gang or whatever, when do they pull their gun? When to know that, like, they need to understand, like, the action of pulling a gun is escalation. But, having if you go to a conversation, there's something I haven't really told to like a lot of people, or at least explained, is if I'm having a conversation and with another gang and I know like it's probably going to go to a fucking shootout, you have your gun out before you pull up to the conversation, and you all have your guns out like ready to talk if it's at that like level of escalation. Because if you do the same thing where you don't have your guns out and mid-conversation you pull them out, it's instantly going to shoot. Whereas if you rock up to a conversation with your gun already out, it's just seen as, oh, fuck, these guys are very cautious, but the conversation is still going to happen. But if you pull a gun while you're having a convo, someone's getting shot in the head. Very two different things.
Oh, absolutely.
And just stuff like that they need to understand, whereas like, if I say, all right, we're not having guns out for this or whatever, but I pull, they need to know if I'm pulling a gun out during a conversation, it's fucking go time. They need to know, like, if your fucking leader pulls and before I even point at someone, they need to know, all right, we're shooting. Who am I fucking... If this goes to a shootout right now, whose head am I fucking tapping? Like, shit like that. Just stuff where it's like, they just need to know how to, like, the environment of the situation rather than the actual, like, skill of shooting. Because, again, that just comes with time. Just shooting a bunch.
Oh, yeah. Like knowing those skills. Those cues to pick up on.
Yeah. It's like back in the day, if I'm rolling with fucking an old leader as a road captain or whatever, and they're having the conversation. If I know the leader whoever's directing the conversation is always going to be most vulnerable because they're focused on the convo rather than the surroundings. The other people that are listening in, sure, they can listen to the convo, but they should be like, okay, if this goes south, who am I shooting? Where am I going to cover? Where am I setting up? They need to be ready at any point to be like, all right, it's go time. That's their role in that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. That's the kind of stuff Kelly wants to be teaching, so definitely going to direct her in Kelly's direction, and along with telling her what you've told me as well.
Yeah.
Easy done. Pretty sure that's the majority of the stuff I wanted to bring up. Yeah. Has anything crazy gone on these past couple of days or not?
Edbert actually ran over Shia Vaughn, and she was talking trash, so I shot her friend in the head and robbed her.
That reminded me. Okay, so I'm trying to burn her cucumber. Because she loves a cucumber for some reason. So she was saying that she would do anything to get that phone back. So I don't know, we could use it to get something out.
I mean, we've already extracted all the information we can get off it, so it literally means nothing to me. So I can get it if there's a reason to give it back, then sure, I can get that phone back. But yeah, there needs to be something of value. Otherwise, it's like, why am I helping someone else out?
Yeah, no, that's fair, because she was saying she'd like literally give anything for that phone back. So
okay,
I don't know. That's up in the air. Yeah, that's about it, I think, in terms of what I want to bring up. Anything you need from me?
No, honestly, I don't know if it was you or it might have been Theo, but Faye was talking about setting up like farming shit and seeing apparently there's like some food that's able to be like done with that, like some high quality food. So I walked into the fucking Southside house and was like, why the fuck are there weed plants in fucking eye shot of the window? But apparently it's people growing melons. So
Yeah, I saw we had a bit of a farming setup.
yeah,
And I think we're looking into moonshine again.
yeah, there's something to do that links those two. I forgot.
Yeah, something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. I'll link up with Faye and see what the go is there.
Alright, cool.
Easy done.
Sure,
Alright.
Stevie's back, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
spoke to her the
she's,
other day.
yeah, she's blooded in now, so. Were you there for that? Were you there for the blood in?
No, I wasn't. I spoke with her after she was blooded in though.
Yeah. She's she's back around, so.
Did she take out the panther?
She kicked it in the face once and then got mauled, but it was.
Yeah,
I
that's still
thought she
better
was
than
gonna.
nothing.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna get it if she like. I think she like missed her second kick, so if she landed it, she would have been fine.
Well, that's a pretty good effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't get a single swing in, so. Alrighty, well. I'm gonna try and link up with Faye then.
Alright.
Catch you around?
Later. We're finally at the end of the queue.
Hello.
You have reached the front of the queue with Barry
Oh
Benson.
my god. Oh my god.
Please assemble inside the yard garage.
Hopefully I can get prior for the queues one day. All right. Hell yeah. Oh hey.
Hello.
Mind wiping your face? You kind of look like a Danny. Thank you.
I'll wipe your face in a second, cunt.
Say less. Anyway,
One day that.
I had a chat with TJ
I'll be able
today.
to say something. Fucking.
I was kind of I was in a bit of a tizzy, just fucking juggling everything because I feel like I've been taking on a lot of shit recently, and it made me realize that I should be prioritizing some things over others. Things that make me happy and shit like that.
Wait, you should do things that make you happy?
Yeah, right. I should
That is
enjoy
pretty
my
crazy.
time being in the city. News to me, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what it takes, Finn. With business shit, it's easy to set big ambitions and set like the first steps for it, But sometimes, even with myself, you got to dial it back. Sometimes, like when I first set up ADMC, I was like biggest club everywhere, like every single person, everybody, this, that, the other. And it's like, we're achieving that at a good rate and trying to like force beyond that and just be like, I want this, and just stacking shit above you is just gonna end up in fucking, not accomplishing anything. So
yeah,
it's just what it takes when you want big ideas and got big plans for shit, is that after that first like adrenaline of setting it all up and doing all this, then it's like now you've got just the day-to-day and you don't realize like, fuck, there's a lot of shit here that I didn't realize I need to deviate to other people. So
Bazza Gaza. Bazza Gaza.
That's what it is. Especially being like, it feels like sometimes the only mechanic in the city. It's like
oh yeah,
it's a lot,
Milton's
yeah.
Mods is the only place I hear talk about Milton's more than fucking Mosley's. So you're doing something right with that.
No. Yeah, and that's the thing. I do have people that I can lean on more to take care of that shit, and so I think I'm gonna be doing that more. And focusing on what makes me happy. And I want to be your tail gunner, Barry. That's what I want to do, because that's what makes me happy. I've been doing my shit regardless of, whether people have been seeing it or talking about it. I've been acting like I think the role should be acting. I've been trying to prioritize the things that I think the club needs to prioritize, especially in terms of prospect training, and even patched member training. I mean, you can fucking ask any prospect the amount of times I fucking take them out and do training. Like, I don't know if it gets talked about or communicated to you, but I'm on that shit pretty much every fucking day. Doing my best to try and make these fucking prospective members fit into the fucking mold, Trying to make sure that every member can keep up with the shit that we're trying to do and that they've got the right direction and path to achieve the things that they want to achieve in the city. And Milton's, honestly, that's kind of my penultimate goal for it. It's to give members, no matter what type of member that they are, whether it's loud or quiet or even fucking secret for that matter, something to work towards and achieve, and something to take part in that is kind of an extended part of the club in a way. It gives them, that little bit of purpose and direction that they might need, something to fucking fill their pockets with money. And the way it's set up, it's so that the fucking employees get the lion's share of the profit, because I want that shit for club members to be able to do to support themselves. It's like, I don't know, that was kind of my vision with that whole thing. And that's why I'm really happy with where it is right now, and it's only gonna get fucking better. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up on that shit, and it's gonna it already is the biggest shop in the city. It is the most popular shop in the city, it is the most frequented, and it's the only, citizen run shop that is around consistently, which is great. And I've I built that, and so I'd say I'd succeeded in that. And it's I think I want to dial onto switching full-time into making sure members are trained up and everything like that, which I've already been doing, by the way. And it aligns with, I think, part of the reason that you told me you wanted me in the club in the first place, to help shape the vision of what the club is going to be. And that includes its members and what they want to be and how they contribute. And that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be. That's what I'm good at. And that's what makes me happy. So whatever it takes for me to get to that position, whatever I need to show to you to prove myself that I'm the person for the job, I want to do it.
Okay. When we first started up, I didn't see as much of a need when it first began, at least when we were kind of setting stuff up, or at the very least I was prioritizing other stuff. But it's been brought, it's funny, it's been brought to my attention even today, just people asking what, either people want to see from certain prospects, or just in general what, like how satisfied I am with how people are becoming a part of the club and the process in that. So it looks like the more hangouts and stuff we've been getting, more members and stuff, there is a need for a firm outline of prospects and hangouts understanding what it actually takes to get the approval of people in the club. And it's like I illustrated to whoever was asking me about it earlier. I was like, for that role, I see a need to understand not only just in general what it takes, but also like that role needs to understand that, using myself for example, my way of getting closer with a member or getting them to a point where I'm satisfied with them to be blooded into this club isn't, Barry and John, you go, all right, you're going to sit in the car for an hour and you're going to drive around, Barry, and you're going to talk about your life and your goals and dreams or whatever. You want
to see them perform on jobs. You want to see them, you want to be able to trust them that they got your back. You want to see them act as a fucking member before they're even blooded in.
Yeah, it's jobs, and it's also just initiative is a big thing as well. Like the thing that I haven't really interacted a lot with, like say Remedy for example, which came to me recently and was like, I'm setting up a fucking gun deal for the club. That's the kind of shit I want. I want people making the mark for themselves before they think about making a mark for the club. I want them to set up shit because they also want to be the guy that does the gun connects, that does the shit, and then wants to use that to help benefit the club. That's what I want to see, and I want to, I want people coming to me and be like, oh yeah, I fucking took out Siobhan and fucking robbed her of a gun. Here you go. Like, that kind of shit I want, and it's been good. So yeah, maybe it's time we have someone that can step into that role and really make sure that we're still always looking to like grow and shit. So, hello, ID. What's up, man?
Well, what would your expectations be of that role? How would you define it, and how would you see someone be directly responsible for that?
I mean, stuff you already know. I see Tail Gunner as not only making sure that newer members like hanging around to prospects are finding their way within to the club. It's also about it's almost like a partial step before the chaplain role, where it's like you'd almost be the one to be like someone that needs to kind of have their finger on the pulse with kind of issues happening within in the club, and knowing that, okay, this isn't just somebody ranting and just trying to, you know, heat of the moment just say some shit. This is an actual problem and it needs to get fixed. And then you would work with say the chaplain, for example, to be like, oh, hey, can you talk to this guy? This guy's having an issue with this person. See what you can do to fix that. Or if it's even as simple as not a beef, if it's just feeling lost on what to do in the city, now that you've got experience on what, you know, being burned out on just a lot of work looks like, now you can be like, hey, look, I've been in a similar situation where it's either one or two things. It's either you're overwhelming yourself with a bunch of shit you want to do, and then, you know, you just get fucking sick of it, want to do other shit, or it's, you know, you're a bit lost on what your thing is, and helping them guide them to be like, what do you actually enjoy doing in the city, and just asking them basic questions like that. And then, you know, as simple as, oh, what do you do in the city? Let's try and find something that we can evolve that thing. If it's something as simple as, oh, I like driving cars. Okay, what's something we can evolve that into? It's like, oh, we can help you build an image within the club of like the driver, the fucking guy that wants to do the getaways, you know, whatever. You know, shit like that. That's what I see as that role.
I think that's what I'm good at. I mean, that's what I did back in the day, back in BBMC.
Thank you for the gifted sub to
getting back into these days again. I know my way around doing that. You know, I think I'm very good at pushing people in the right directions to achieve what they want. And even if I'm not the person to be you know, hands-on training someone, I know this club well enough where I can push people towards the people that will be able to help them. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Like I know that I'm not fucking great at I'm not amazing at everything, but I'm very good at certain things. But things that fall outside my wheelhouse, I know that there are a lot of people in this club better than me, and they can help out more than I could for that, to build that image for that individual. So.
All right. I'll bring up the guys and we'll go from there.
Yep. You just you let me know, because this is what I want.
Won't be as easy as just getting a title, Finn. There'll be something you'll have to do.
Yeah, I heard.
A task.
There's challenges involved now, trials and tribulations.
There will be a very tribulating trial that you will have to complete in order to receive that title, Finn. So just make sure you're mentally prepared.
I'm going to
Could be anything.
meditating.
Could be anything, Finn. Anything.
Okay. I will
Could be something
prepare
really
myself for the
wacky
worst.
as well. Could be a really wacky thing.
The wackier, the more tribulating, I'm sure.
Okay.
All right. You need anything else from me, you let me know, okay?
Of course.
Yeah.
Your concession time has run out for another 30 minutes. It's 10 grand.
Is there someone after me?
No, but your time has run out.
Well, I can't afford 10 grand.
Okay.
I gotta do stuff.
Well, then, we'll see you later. Alright. I'm going to bed. This is meant to be like, this is going to be a shorter stream today. I mean, it's only 6 hours. I know I'm a fucking 6-hour Andy, but, you know. It's a lot of RP. It's tiring, chat. It's tiring to talk a lot, you know that? Yeah. Good RP today. Good roleplay. Okay emojis in chat. What was the question I was asking before? Where do you think the problem lies with the Fei Shang thing? Do you think it's a Fei issue? Do you think it's a Shang issue? Do you think it's an issue of people speaking on their behalf and communicating their points incorrectly, and it building into something? Do you think it's a combination of everything? Do you think it's Ziggy's fault? What do you mean meta? How could that be meta? How is saying an opinion meta? Doesn't even make sense. Because we know. Whatever. Oh, so it's Ziggy. It is Ziggy's fault. Okay. I mean, you don't need to meta guard that. That's, I already know. Jeez. Anyway. Guys, thank you so much for so many of you hanging out so late into the day. I know it's getting late for a lot of you guys. Yeah, it's either Ziggy's fault or Irish's fault. You're right. It could be Irish's fault as well that all this is happening. Can't forget Irish that he may be responsible for this. What do you think the next titled role should be that we bring in? Should it be Tail Gunner? Should it be Enforcer? Should it be Sergeant Arms? Should it be Treasurer? Which one do you think? Secretary is another one. Because I kind of want to do one. I want to focus on one at a time. Like, I want, like, one title to be brought in at a time. So we can, like, really focus on, like, a cool way for them to get said title, you know? It's been slow. Do all three at once? No. No, I will not be doing that. Here's the thing. You don't want to rush that shit, because then it takes away the emphasis on each one. Slower is better. You don't want fast. You don't, like, if we brought in, like, 4 titles tomorrow, it's like, you're Sergeant Arms, you're Secretary, you're this. It's like, I don't know. I'm thinking it'll either most likely be Chaplain or Tail Gunner. Most likely Chaplain, probably, and then Tail Gunner, and then Secretary. And then whatever else. Enforcer, Sergeant Arms. We'll see, though. We'll see. Amy, thanks to 67 months earlier as well, and said hi. Thank you. Anita, thanks to gift sub to Idity Kitty. And Hanikam, thanks to gift sub to Hoss Ilya. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, out of character, it's very possible that, you know, Barry's getting, like, I think even in character, Barry, like, when Barry shit talks Edberg, it's trying to make light of it. He's very aware that people are going to say shit to Barry that maybe is not said to other people, but, that's Barry's biggest fault with club shit is he's always going to trust his club. So if a club member comes to, like, that's what I mean. I think I said this a long time ago with BBMC. I was surprised that, like, never in roleplay, no one ever really used that to their own advantage more. But who knows? Maybe that's happening now. Who the fuck is this? Nico. Yo, what's up, Nico?
Yo, what's up? How you been, man? Just calling
Good.
to see how you been doing.
Yeah,
Good?
good,
Alright.
good. Just been fucking yapping all day, so.
Oh,
It's one of those.
shit.
It's one of
Okay.
those yappers, you know, just yapping.
Hey, me and Delver are thinking about starting up a gym.
Oh,
you
ain't
wanna
no
you wanna
way.
help us run
Yeah,
a gym?
fucking one in.
Because you know, there's like a
Oh
little
my
boot
God.
camp spot up north, and I was talking about this too with Ant. I think
Yeah.
all 4 of us running a gym up in
Oh,
Toledo at the little fucking obstacle course, like, go
100%.
crazy.
Yeah, I'd run a gym.
And then
I'm
like
super down.
I think we could do it like set up, people sign up for classes and they get each different thing.
Oh,
with, like, a
yeah, as long as
teacher.
I can call them,
But,
like,
we'll all
fatties
show
the
up
whole
for
time.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 100%
Okay.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm figuring out how we do this. I think no matter what, all 4 of us try to show up to the things that like we do, but
Yeah.
one of us leads like each individual thing.
Yeah, I'll
So
try
then,
and think
like,
of
if
something
someone
that
wants
would
to be like
be-
crazy fucking like mass gains heavy, we're down at like Muscle Beach.
Yeah,
If people want to have like some crazy ass cardio day, we just run them through the fucking obstacle course up
No,
at Polito.
I'm
and then
down for
figure
that.
out what
Yeah,
else.
I'll start sussing around a bit and see what would actually be like.
Hell yeah.
Not just us being like, "Hey, do this," but actually, you know, something that's gonna be
Something
fun.
fun,
for
yeah.
them as well.
Because I was thinking like it'd be funny if we like cut down a tree and we make people lift fucking logs
Oh,
and just
yeah,
like clean up
yeah,
a
yeah,
beach.
yeah.
Like
No,
we
I
just
like
have
that.
logs placed on a beach would be pretty fucking good.
Where was the area you were thinking about doing it?
So like it's the most northern part of Polito Bay, just above the gas station. There's like an obstacle course over there for
Oh,
for the
yeah, I think I
stuff.
know the one you're talking
But that's
about.
just a running thing. Because like I
Yeah.
think if we have like moving classes, it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It would also. I don't know how. I guess there's not much shit you can really sell. It would be good to have some kind of like business location, but like we have places that we, you know. And I'll have a look around, but yeah, it should definitely just
Something
be,
to figure out would be
different shit based on what they want to do. But,
Yeah. Other than that, what you guys been up to? How you guys been? I've been gone for like 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Yeah, I thought you just went dark. No, we've been running
No,
shit. Just been fucking, you know, doing some shit that I don't know if I can say over the phone. But you know, next time we meet in person, I'll fill you in. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if you want to meet up, I'm down to listen. I don't know if y'all need help with this.
I'm about
just
to go
cruising.
sleep, but if you're awake, next like couple days, I'll
be awake tomorrow. I'm trying to be awake more and later in the day instead of my weird ass schedule where it's like a little bit in the morning and then I'm just gone.
Yeah, no dramas. All right, yeah, easy as. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right, sounds good. Good to hear from you. Be good.
Likewise.
Bye.
All right, bye. I'm not awake tomorrow. Fuck. Oopsies. Well, day after, whatever. Anyway. Thanks for hanging out, chat. Oh, is this the right one? Sorry, you can have this one. Hopefully it was a fun stream today for you, chat. Lots of roleplay. Thanks for hanging out as always. I'm definitely taking a break tomorrow though, because I don't want to burn out on stuff. But yeah. If you don't mind me taking random breaks at times, because you know, I still think it's very easy to do too much roleplay. So if I randomly disappear for like a few days, it's usually right. Let's raid Edbert. Let's raid Edbert. Wrong chat. So yeah, thank you so much though for you guys always coming out to the stream and all of that. I really do appreciate it. I will not be live tomorrow. I will be live the following day, I think, for a shorter stream, and then I'll be off on Sunday because it's Mother's Day. And then I'll be live the day after that, which apparently we might do variety on or some shit. I'm not sure, maybe, or GT. I don't know. Figure out something. But yeah, chat, go show some love to Hey I'm Zed. I will see you guys the day after tomorrow, okay? Yeah. Thanks for subs, donos, follows, keeping chat alive. Anything else? No. Okay. Bye, chat. Bye, 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 bye.